Good morning, you guys. How is everyone doing on this morning? I came on early. I set it for like 9 o'clock, but I got my cup of coffee and I got some things to do today, y'all. I'm weird. I've gotten old when I get excited about it being my nails and toes day. What's up, Cypress? Cypress talk about he want all the smoke. I read your post. I want all the smoke. He want all the smoke for CMG. What's up, Nola girl? Phyllis Dotson. How is everyone doing this morning? I got me some good rest last night. And I'm excited this morning because today is my pamper day. And then it's back to business as usual. Hey Diane. So I came on early so I can go ahead. And what's up, the Alabama Hitter? Alabama Hitter, I promise you, I was thinking about you this morning. I was thinking about you this morning. Hey, Tamarion Sanders. New to you. I heard Cypress on those other vlog shows. He on what other blog show? What's up, Grayface? What's up, Kenny Lee? Oh, the dead has arisen. Kenny Lee, the dead has arisen. Nothing. We're gonna let some more people come in. He said a blogger called me out. Who was it? Just put the initial in there. Put their initials in there. What blogger called you out? Kennedy, the dead has arisen. That's all I got to say. What's up, Gray Face? Leo says good morning. Good morning, Leo. Mark Jackson. Mark, I said the initials. Now, the initials. I'm gonna be he gonna make me a movie star. You can't deal with low vibrational men that do, that makes you hate them. Great Face says, Miss T, you up early. I'm up early when I'm up bright and early. Alabama said nothing. What he say? Good morning, Georgette. You guys make sure y'all hit the like button. Shout out to Alabama. I told y'all before I get into the content, like I have this real love affair going on with Alabama. It's some things that I really want to do down there in Alabama. And when I first started coming on in Birmingham, I had a lot of people calling, older people calling me. It's like anything. I mean, I still come on in muscle shows, but when my dad passed, I kind of pulled my show in Alabama, but I'm gonna get back into it because the market down there is awesome. The market down there is awesome. And they was very receptive. And like I said, that's like one of the best kept secrets as far as like real estate, a lot of other stuff. Like I was saying, I could go live in like and who's to say what would happen in the future, like around the Orange Beach area. that's like 20 minutes from Pensacola. That's like a retirement town. I fell so in love with just vacationing down there. I was like, oh my God, it's so peaceful. See, that dog is out of control. Facts, they're gonna watch in Birmingham. Right. In Birmingham, they was very supportive. Shout out to Alabama. I really was loving what the young man was doing down in Alabama. Um the one that Jay Prince and them set up. Oh, you guys. Let me respond to him, to the brother.
Memphis, Tennessee, +1 901.
Oh, Jesus Christ. My kids trying to call me on FaceTime early to worry me. Y'all know what? It makes me so happy when I see men stepping up in the community. I promise you, it makes me happy to see that. Anyways, you guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about last night. I didn't get an opportunity. I was gonna get ready to do a video on it. I had told Demon, let me get off the phone, let me do a video, because Vanessa had sent me a video of a shooting that had happened on Tate Street. And I told Demon, I was like, let me get off, let me do a video on it. And then my mother called me, right? My mama called. I talked to her for a few minutes, and I was like, well, let me, mama, let me get off and do a video, okay? And she was like, oh, okay. And as soon as I got into doing the video, my mama called me again. I forgot to say this, and she wouldn't get off the phone no more. I said, well, that's it for the video tonight, because my mama gonna talk me to death. She said, I'm gonna get ready to get out so you can do your video, but she never got off. So I was like, I'll just do a live tomorrow. What's up? Rest in peace, young Dolph. He said, what's popping, Miss T? Long live Dolph. Check your IG real quick. I knew the lady that got hit on Tate. She ain't even have nothing to do with none. These dumb ninjas riding on Tate just popping ain't getting their mans. Oh my God. Let me look at that. Oh my God. That is so sad. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting ready to. I don't know who this is. Hold on. I didn't even open the lines up yet. I'm sorry. I'm. Thanks for calling Real Talk with Tamara. Can I help you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing really good. How about yourself?
I'm
You,
fine. This is Kenny Lee. I'm sorry.
well, I was getting ready to say I had not opened up the lines yet, but since you called, go ahead.
Oh, well, I know you posted it on your site to call in.
Well,
So
I did. I posted.
I,
I posted it on my site. So go ahead.
well, I am the vice president of the organization called the Ride of Tears, which is an organization that rides anytime a child is killed here in the city of Memphis. And so, I want to talk a little bit about the crime and a little bit about, what's going on Tate Street. But I do want to say this. When you look at Tate Street, there are a lot of young people that hangs out on Tate Street daily, okay? But there is also some good about Tate Street because every year Miss Betty Isom does a Stop the Violence block party. In fact, she's doing one, I think it's in June or July of this year. And where they raise awareness and different speakers come out and speak and they have live performances and all of that to kind of, stop the violence in Memphis. And so when you look at the shooting that took place, the other day, I think that was just absolutely ridiculous. And when you look at the Orange Mound mass shooting that happened, it's just Memphis has just gotten out of control. And when I look at all of the stuff that is going on, and it's almost like Memphis is just becoming the new Chicago or the Wild Wild West. Because ever since they passed that gun law, it has just been off the chain. And I've been living in Memphis all my life. And it saddens me when I look around and, when you look at the Ride of Tears and how we've rolled in honor of so many babies who has been killed due to gun violence, who are victims of being shot at home playing the video game or they're shooting in these cars and these kids are losing their lives. It's just a shame, Tamara. It really is,
It is.
So
it's a shame.
it's just concerning when you have to be afraid. Memphis used to be all bad. But now when you go to the gas station to pump your gas, you got to look over your shoulder. If you go to, the corner store, you got to look. And you didn't used to have to do that. And it doesn't matter whether it's the daytime or nighttime. These folk will shoot and kill you in Memphis. And it's scary.
So why do you think it's so out of control?
Well, because you have to look at the fact that these young people have nothing to do. I used to manage entertainment at Crystal Palace, which is a skating center that a lot of kids used to come to. They closed it down. They closed down the bowling now. They closed down the celebration. All of the things that these kids used to do. Now they don't want you to come in and see without this and that. All of the things that these young kids used to and could do for fun, they're no longer do. It's nothing for them to do. It's absolutely nothing for them to do. And so when you got young people out here who don't have any money, because a lot of them smoke this weed nowadays, and so they trying to get high, And so when you ain't got no money to do nothing or to go anywhere, they're gonna fall to the street. They're gonna fall to the game. When you got these parents who are not cooking food every day for these kids to be able to get a meal. These kids I was at a store the other day, and these two boys may have been 14 and 16 years old. outside the store begging for $1.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, why are y'all out here begging? We ain't ate nothing. My mama ain't cooked nothing. I said, where's your mama and the other boy? I don't know, she with her man. With her man. I mean, this is what's going on, Tamara. These women are sitting up worried about Tom, Dick, and Harry, but your kids ain't got a hot meal at home. I'm so sick of dealing with some of these pathetic, trifling ass mothers. I know I can't cook, but it's some stuff I really want to say, Tamara.
And right, mothers, and don't forget about the fathers too.
Yeah, deadbeat ass daddy. You want to lay down and screw and get this baby, but then when you get the baby, you don't want to. You want to run the street. You want to go to the club. You know, you sitting up with joints on your feet, but your baby look like a damn. But I'm gonna tell the truth, Tim. I'm just sick of this shit in Memphis. I'm just sick of it. These damn mothers and fathers, they asses need to be somewhere locked up in jail because they not taking care of these damn kids. That's why you got kids raising kids. They doing everything.
That's true.
When my mama would have company, guess what? We wouldn't be in the front room. When grown folks talk, you stay in the child's place. These kids, you got these parents, they scare their damn kids. I ain't lying, Cameron. They tell their mama what they gonna do. My mama would slap me in the mouth. You couldn't talk back to your mama or to your daddy.
Mm-hmm.
These kids are out of control in Memphis. They don't give a damn what they say, what they do. It's a shame. And I got to tell it like it is.
And yeah, and that's the reasons why when I see, like, if I'm going down Airways right there at Rains and Airways, when I'm at that light, when I see those young boys out there, they be selling water. I'm not gonna drink their water. They be selling candy bars and stuff, but I always, buy from them because they stand out there all day trying to sell water bottles, just to make them some money. They be selling the water bottles for like $2. I could give the water bottles to somebody else, like to some homeless people. They sell candy bars for like $2. I already know you can get the candy bars for 80 cents in the store, but I know they be trying to make some money, and they be teenage boys. It's better than them being somewhere trying to rob people. So I always roll my window down, just like I do with the Muslims, and buy their fruit and support them. I like to support people. So I always just roll my window down and support them. Because I feel like, you could tell they like 15, 16 years old. If they standing out on the corner all day, trying, or in the middle lane, in the median, trying to sell water and Snicker bars or whatever for $2, I think that, hey, it's got to be because they might be trying to get money to eat, but they be out there all day. Is better than them robbing and killing.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And folk will ride right past them and won't even support them. That's just a shame, But those are the young people who said, let me get out here and do something, and make some money. All kids are not bad.
No, they're not. A lot of kids are crying out for help. I think people say that I try to give a lot of young adults excuses. That's not true. When I was working for the sheriff's office, I had the opportunity to counsel with some of those young men, and when they was in juvenile prison for like heinous situations, and when you talk to them privately, they really be crying out for help.
Yeah, they do, but it's just that these parents are not being parents anymore. And so you have to take out time with your child and find out exactly what's going on. A lot of times, these parents don't even know what these kids are. And that's sad, because these kids, they're crying out for help. But again, when you got mothers and fathers who are not taking time out, to see, what it is that's going on with their kids, then these kids will fall to the streets, and that's why you have so many kids who are in gangs and doing everything but the right thing, and so it is what it is. But my prayer is that these kids will hopefully, in the city will find some kind of solution to cut down on all of this crime, because it's just gotten out of hand. It has just gotten out of hand, and I hope that something is done. We're doing everything we can, but it's gonna take everybody to help change the city of Memphis. We can't continue to just blame police and law enforcement and elected officials. We got to be the ones to say, let me do something. Get out of your comfort zone and get out here and try to do something to help somebody, because if not, I don't know what's going to be next for Memphis. I do want to say this, Tamara. Somebody in your comment, which I'm respectfully not going to call their name, they called me RuPaul. They said, RuPaul, hurry up. Let me tell you something. I live in the city where they was gun you down before you blink your eyes. So you don't tell me to hurry up. And my name ain't RuPaul. My name is Kenny Lee. I just want to say that to that particular person in the comments with all due respect. You're going to put some respect on my name. You can believe that. I don't mind checking them.
I guess I need to start looking at the comments, but we don't.
You ain't got to look at the comments, because when they get out of order with me, I'm gonna put them back in their respective place. I'm straight up here. Matter of fact, I'm straight up north. So if you got some smoke on this in these comments, I'm ready for it. You got some smoke, I got this figured out. You can put that in your grandmammy pipe and smoke it. Don't make me come straight Memphis on you, because I am hood. I just had to say that, Tamara. I ain't trying to start nothing, but some of these folks got me fucked up. I ain't the one. Tell you right now, ain't shit today neither. You gonna come over here with that bullshit? You better find you something to do. You know, noodles or something around here, Tamara, because I really got crunk up in this joint.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't see the comments. I didn't see them.
Don't worry, I saw it. You ain't got to. I promise you. I got something. I'm gonna give them something that HF ain't gonna take off their ass. You know if HF ain't taking off your ass, you know what that means. Don't fucking play with me. They got the right one today. I'm trying to be positive and trying to, but don't push me. Shit. Talking about some damn RuPaul. I don't look like no damn RuPaul. Your granddad is probably look like RuPaul, or your greasy grandmammy, but I don't look like no damn RuPaul. I'm sorry, Tamara. I just had to say that, because some of these folks will run over you, for real. Ain't nothing there. They're going to come with that bullshit.
Well, I apologize for that, but I definitely appreciate you calling in. And you say you with Wings, is it Wings of Love, a Ride of Tears?
No, it's Ride of Tears. It's the Ride of Tears. I'm the vice president of Ride of Tears. Anytime a child gets shot and killed, we do an honorary ride, for the family after the, homegoing spirit. Mm-hmm. And we, keep up with the families and everything,
Well, that's a blessing. So do you all ride for every, are you all going to start getting into riding for adults too? Because it seems like to me more young adults.
No, we only ride for kids. We've been doing this 6 years, and we only ride for kids. Once you get 18, we can't ride for you, because, see, you grown then. We only ride and do honorary rides for these babies, especially mostly the babies who were killed due to gun violence.
But it's look like
a lot of times.
I was gonna say, because it seems like to me like a lot more adults are being hit up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, nowadays, but we've had a lot of kids, who get shot and killed as well. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, well, Tam, I sure thank you for taking my call, and I like it over here. But some of your folks, I don't know you. But anyway, am I welcome to call back sometime?
Yeah, call back anytime. The lines are open, and we're always talking about the issues that are going on, because we really need to start really fixing and not just patching up our community and putting a Band-Aid on it. I think that's the issue. We just kind of put a Band-Aid on stuff that happens in the Black community, we don't really fix it or heal it. We got to stop putting band-aids on things and really start getting to the root of the problem and fixing this stuff so that our community can heal. And it's got to start with stopping this violence, because we don't stop the violence, it ain't gonna be none of us left. We taking each other out.
Well, like I said, they need to do something to change these gun laws, and if they do that, Memphis can be a better place. They say, the head ain't right. What you think the bottom gonna do? So,
Yeah,
it is what it is. Yeah. So, well, thank you, Tamara, for taking my call. Rest in peace, young Dolph. Hello, I like that page. It's when Dolph passed, they did the unveiling of the street.
That's right. You know what? Kenny Lee was out there. He was the one that unveiled he was the one that unveiled the street out there. He was the one out there with little Trey and with Mia and all of that. Hey, you still gonna work on that interview for me with Daddy-O?
Oh yeah, I got you, Tim. Your interviews be kind of wild. You off the chain, Tim. But I got you.
I'm not gonna be off the chain with him.
Okay. Well, I got you. I'm gonna hook that up for you. In fact, I talked to his mama the other day because she wanted me to get her another one of those pictures for his butt. But yeah. But anyway, I got you, Tim. I got you. I promise I got you.
Okay, I'm glad you got me. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Call from Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. Thanks for calling Real Talk with Tamara.
Hi, Tamara. How are you today?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm more than blessed. I'm great like Tony the Tiger. Thank you for the free membership.
We're gonna thank Greyface for that. Shout out to Greyface. He's one of my loyal subscribers also, and that was so awesome of him. I think he bought 20 people free memberships. I appreciate that so much. That's so awesome. So shout out to Greyface.
Yes, shout out to him. Yes, and long live Dolph.
Long live. I like that slogan. Long live young Dolph. Coat Figure. I love Coat Figure. He's a stand-up guy on one of the guys that I love on YouTube. Coat Figure says, "Long live young Dolph, the paper route boss." A lot of these Riley. A lot of these slogans we got now. Coat Figure kind of came up with those slogans. He's like, "We are pre." Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to I love Coat Figure.
Yes. So how's your morning going this morning?
My morning is going really good.
Yeah, mine is too. Tamara, I'm back in school. I'm going to school for cyber information. I'm getting a graduate. I already got a master's degree, so I'm getting that to top it off. That's going to be my graduate certification. You said cyber information? Yes, well.
That's what I've been taking. Hey, we need it, don't we? Because we got to use it. We got to use it the right way. Because these folks going crazy.
You get between 180 and 200 attacks every hour.
Mm-hmm.
At first, it started off every day. Now it's per hour, y'all.
I'm telling you.
Make sure the information protected as much as you can, and keep your head out the swivel on your shoulder. I don't want to take up all your time, but I did want to call in and tell everybody thank you. I got class this evening at 5, and I got a couple things to do. But yeah, long live Young Dolph, my favorite rapper of that era. And like I say, it's a rather strange thing going on. Everybody is bisexual now. I am gay. I'm happily gay. I'm not bi. I'm strictly gay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at her. I don't mess with no sticks, but I ain't got nothing against them. My father was a man.
Right.
First man I was in my life. I have an older brother.
Mm-hmm.
Other man I ever loved.
And you
in
know
my
what?
life.
I feel this way. People should do whatever they want to do as long as they're not hurting,
That's right, baby.
as long as they're not hurting children or hurting anybody else.
That's right.
I don't have anything to do
That's
with two
right.
consensual adults do.
That's right. And I'm gonna tell you something else, Tamara. Now check this out. A lot of times when you get men that constantly beat on women, I'm gonna tell you this. They sideline want to be with a man.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they abuse women so much. When you get women, hey, listen, I live in an apartment. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. Now check this out, y'all. Y'all just try this on for size. It'll be 5 years this August. And now I'm gonna be on had one. This gonna be when they move this person up here, this gonna be the first person they're gonna be on moved up here. The first 3 were women beaters. The last one was a man beater. I don't know what's going on with that apartment. My niece, because she owns the apartment complex, she said, TT, I just want to chisel that apartment out. And when I tell y'all, when they leave the apartment, that she have to evict them. When they leave, when I say completely torn apart, I mean completely.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing, I'm glad I'm on spring break this week. Even if I knew, I'd have went to Atlanta for a couple of days. But they've been repairing the floors, buffing the floors. My nerves in my body feel like jello. They shake so much.
Mm-hmm.
And that don't make no sense. But see, we get upset when people don't want to rent to us.
Mm-hmm.
When they rent to us and they say, this is a 1-bedroom apartment, but we got 12 and 13 people in it. No love. When they say the one dwelling, that means for what? 1 or 2 people push the share. You can go 6 or 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody running the hardship love. I ain't met nobody that ain't had no hard time.
Right.
You know, where you got to let a relative live with your child or a friend. That's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But when you moving other people's stuff and turn it into a date, one set turned it into a daycare. One set was selling drugs out of it. Mm-hmm. The last one, I really think maybe she had bought the strip club home, love. She was just having what you call them,
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I guess her phone. You guys, make sure you guys hit the like button for me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to the caller. I think she was calling in from Missouri that's doing cybersecurity. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. The phone hung up. Grandma Wade says, "You so right, Tamara. How are you? Joyful and blessed, I pray." Hey, the lines are still open. What we're talking about is 2 girls was hit up on Tate Street. I wanted to read what rest in peace, Young Dolph. Okay. Hold on. I wanted to read what rest in peace, Young Dolph has sent me. I shouldn't have said his name. I just said his name. Rest in peace, Young Dolph. I shouldn't have said his name. I said his name now. I've said his name. Okay. One of the young ladies that was hit up, her name is it's Dominique. And she wasn't she was a grown woman, and hey, they hit was aiming at AOB. It ain't safe on Tate Street. AOB is a gang that's located on Tate and Claiborne Apartments. Wow. So the young ladies were whoever it was an innocent bystander. Hold on for 1 second, you guys. I want to pull up something as it relates to what was happening on Tate Street. Hold on, you guys. I want to pull up this. A young man was. Oh, wait a minute. Let me make sure that I think.
Hello, they want you to move your car so the ambulance can get through.
This is Tate Street last night.
Hey, you move them, jump on. You said that. You said that, big dog. I got you, man. You said that, big dog. He told me to move it.
Shout out to Deuce. I like Deuce. He's one of the OGs in the hood. Hold on, y'all. The ambulance. Yeah, the ambulance. The ambulance. Yeah.
Hey, man, what's her name?
Who her?
Hey.
Her name Nisha.
Nisha.
Yeah, somebody named Nisha.
Hey, some girl named Nisha, man. I don't know her last name. Some girl named Nisha. And Dominique Tucker. Both of them shot Dominique Tucker and some girl named Nisha. I don't know her name.
What's up? Wrap this up.
Dominique shot in the house and
Yeah, that's the police. I don't know if the young lady was shot up in the house because it looks like one of them was hit up while she was inside of one of them homes. The house, because it looks like the police going into the house. It's kind of dark out there. He was out there for a good little while. Hold on.
she shot right here, y'all. What you want? Man, she shot right here too, man. Hey, somebody hit him up too. Yeah, Dominique shot.
Dominique?
Dominique shot. Hey, she shot, y'all. Hey, she shot right here, y'all. What you want? Man, she shot right here too, man.
Y'all, that's hurtful. That's real hurtful to look at. I have to hold my emotions back because it's just the idea. You see how those young men are in pandemonium and they're running. And it's so sad that they were trying to hit at somebody else, and unfortunately 2 women were hit. I thought they said one of them ended up passing. I'm not sure, but that's what I thought I had heard, but I'm not sure though. But I think that it's so sad. That's so emotional, seeing them in pandemonium and people just going and just like they did at the Orange Mound park and just letting off rounds, not caring about innocent victims, just like those 2 young ladies were hit. They could have very well hit a child. What is going on with people? That's what I don't understand. To not have any responsibility, to not even care. You don't hit the person that you call yourself trying to pop. It's asinine. You hurting mothers and daughters and innocent people and babies, all to say that you went through Tate Street and let off some rounds. And so that's why I say also these young men that are involved in these gang activities and stuff, when they go and they leave their areas and they do things that they know that they shouldn't do, they bring this stuff back to their homes and around their areas, because you got to understand, even though it's not right, if you go and you hit somebody and you take them out, now the people that you just hit, those people are left emotional and they're left hurt. They're going to come right back with the same type of energy. So it has to be responsibility on both ends. And that's what these young men don't understand. That right there, seeing them run around like that, that's emotional. I had to hold back some tears on that one. See, it's no telling what had happened. Whatever happened, it does not cause for what they did, because what they did was they hit 2 innocent women. But y'all, it's sad. These young boys gonna have to think about, when they're out here calling themselves spinning and all of that, what they bring back to their doorstep. And when they bring it back to their doorstep, it might not necessarily hit them. It might hit somebody that'll hurt them so bad that they would have wished that it was them. Hey, Kendrell. He was bro in my eyes. I saw Rose at the store all the time. So that's just sad. Hold on, he had plenty of video. Hold on, here's another one. Here's another one, you guys. Hold on.
They got police every motherfucker. Tate Street. We're gonna pay them boys.
Shout out to Deuce Sauce. That's a cool dude.
Mm. It's on Tate Street. They shot they shot two girls. Dominique Tucker and some girl named Nisha. I don't know how old.
That's wow, that's so sad.
My Yvette. I told him we heard him down there. Nah, we would have saw them too, didn't we?
You said it was just like go back to my now. This from the Yellowstone.
Mm-mm.
You said now, bro.
That sound like up there. You ain't hear that? That's what I'm calling telling you. I said, "Cuz, that sound like up there." You sure? And then when we pulled off, what I asked you again, I said, "Cuz, you sure you heard that back that way? Cause that sound like that was right here." And soon I get out of the car here, motherfucker. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's probably your dog. You just jumped out the car right now.
She on LC port.
Yeah.
Laying there. They hit on her legs, it look like. Cause they down on her legs, working on her.
You said $2. I said your Cadillac like that whole motherfucker. And you pull it on out.
Then they say it was a Cadillac that lit the porch up and
This
pulled
shit ain't
off.
show right. These goddamn police lights and ambulance lights so bright. Man, this shit. But these lights so bright, it's blurring this motherfucker up, cuz. It ain't me. It's the lights. I'm telling y'all, it's the police lights. Them motherfuckers they so goddamn.
Anyways, you guys, I hope he says look like one of the young ladies was shot up in the legs, like they was working on her legs. Wow, that's sad. That's sad right there. Let's see what if the news. Hold on. One of them. We got her Facebook page. Let me see. We sending prayers to the young lady's family. This may be her. This may be the young lady right here. I really be hating to show these people's pictures. I think that may be her. So even if that's her, let's pray for the young lady, okay? She was hey, when people say what are they doing on Tate Street, she might live on Tate Street. You know, she might live over there. So, and even if she was just walking down the street, you know, just hitting up people that ain't did nothing to you, putting their lives in jeopardy, that's not cool. Hold on, y'all. Y'all, what's I mean, it was a man just hit up in Raleigh and passed away. Hold on, y'all. Okay, it says one of the women are in critical condition. One of them is in critical condition at the hospital. They didn't say which one, but yeah, I'm looking at this right here. It says, and I know this is completely off topic, but hey, this one caught my eye. It says a teen. Hold on. And I'm showing this is because these people have lost their minds. Y'all, I don't know what's going on.
A Memphis teenager is in jail tonight after allegedly breaking into a South Memphis home while the homeowner is sitting right there on the front porch. Hello, I'm Greg Hurst.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Skurlock. But as WRG's Ashley Paul discovered, the tables turned pretty quickly. She's live at 201 Poplar with the latest. Hi, Ashley.
Hey, Steph. Hey, Greg. Well, it turns out that teen realized once he committed that burglary that the way he went in was the only way to get out. The Addams Family theme song may be what keeps Newton here on his toes. But in this case, the person who came to see him certainly was not welcome.
He's done it so fast, I really didn't have time to think.
Ronald McLean lives on Trigg Avenue in South Memphis. It was Friday morning around 10:30 when he said he noticed a young man wearing a mask and gloves walking through his yard.
I said, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going through your yard to take a shortcut." I said, "Well, you don't take a shortcut through my yard. This is private property."
Before he knew it, he said that man was on his front porch and then bolted through the front door.
He runs around me, runs inside my house, and latches the security door, locking himself inside, not realizing there's no other exit but the front door.
Which gave McLean plenty of time to flag down an officer who called for backup. It was the easiest arrest they've made in a while, with no way out. 18-year-old Mariko Townsend surrendered and was taken into custody. And tonight, he's charged with aggravated burglary. McLean says this is not the first time his home has been broken into this month, though. According to a police report, he came home April 11th to find someone had climbed through his window and stolen more than $1,200 worth of items. Do you think that that's at all related to this incident that happened on Friday?
It's a good possibility.
Right now, police are investigating whether Townsend is responsible for both break-ins. And tonight, McLean says he and Newton can dance at ease, knowing Townsend won't be back anytime soon.
Didn't really want. He got a shortcut to city jail.
That's what I'm talking about doing. That's so sad, y'all. Lord have mercy. Trying to take advantage of old people. I guess he went in there before. He felt like it was easier than taking money. He go in there and lock the door with the man sitting on the porch to burglarize his house, as if he would just let him burglarize his house while he sit on the porch. I don't know what's going on, you guys. But like I said, it's crazy. But you know, with the two ladies on Tate Street, I pray that that the one that's in critical condition, I pray that she pulls through. But rest in peace, Young Doll says that these dudes, hey, they go and do stuff. I'm looking for that post, but he says they go and do stuff and then go back and post their location in front of people's houses after they go and do things to other people. And then the folks come and you know, you posting in front of somebody else's house on Tate Street. And then they come and spray up wherever you were standing at, thinking that you're there. That's not right for them to do. It's almost like they want it to happen to somebody else. But it's still CIVs that's live on Tate and Boyd but these members still go. I will put some more deeper stuff out that I'm gonna have to text Miss T behind the scenes, because y'all know these faking like they on clowns. Bloggers love to holler police. I know. You guys, please hit the like button. That's why I say, y'all, the National Guard is gonna have to come in. I hear people say, well, they don't need the military police because they're gonna be harder on the young African American men. But I mean, I'd rather see them in jail than in the grave. What they're doing is it's a gang war that is going on in Memphis. It's a bad gang war, and they are not trying to stop it because it is in the inner cities, in the African American communities. And so, hey, they figured they're eliminating each other. So we're going to allow it to go on as long as we can. Hey, we're going to get the black leaders to push. As long as they're black leaders pushing, do not bring in the military police. So you got black leaders that's looking at all of this genocide several times a day in the black community, but they're sitting up saying that military police don't need to come in. That's why I say I believe that so many black politicians, right, have taken money up under the table. It's a lot. Anytime you see a city that has a lot of crime, this is why I know a lot of black politicians, and I'm talking about it's uniform all the way across the board in other states and stuff, they're not right. Because anytime there's a lot of crime, a lot of grants for that city starts to come in. You have a lot of black politicians that are on these city councils, that are on the county commission, that are in leadership positions. And what they try and do is they don't let, like, they want to hide from nonprofit organizations. Normally, when you start seeing smaller nonprofit organizations, if they're really out there, they're spending their own money. And if they're helping the community, they're not supposed to be spending their own money. Those funds come in to start funding those organizations that's really boots on the ground. You have a lot of politicians, because Memphis has a lot of crime. There's a lot of money. Any city that's got a lot of crime, there's a lot of money that's coming in. They know the community don't know how to about the money that comes in or how to look for that money, right? And they try and hide it for whatever reasons. That's because they reallocate it somewhere else instead of in the urban communities where you see all the crime at, like they reallocate it to their own damn pockets. Okay. Tamarian says, that's one of the reasons I don't trust politicians or preachers, sellouts. Just like there are bad elements in every profession, we will possibly get bad guardsmen who abuse power and take. So do we allow them to keep taking each other out because we're worried about one or two? See, what's going to have to happen is we get scared of change because we're always talking about, well, if we do this, it's probably going to be, guards. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying as a whole, what's going to have to happen is we're going to have to learn how to start being proactive as it relates to dealing with corrupt people. There is no repercussions in the black community because we don't unify and deal with that. If I get on here and I say, we need to do this, and that, because there is a process. All we got to do is unify and make sure it is enforced. Hey, we don't want to do that. Well, it ain't gonna work. It will work because there's strength in numbers, right? I think about, Malcolm X, when he was out there, he brought, he was able to do quite a bit because he knew how to get the people to unite and be on one accord, just like Dr. King did. We don't have that anymore because everybody is in disarray. We don't unify. There's strength in numbers. That's the one thing that they fear. So if we start getting, when we talk about these police officers that are out there being corrupt, if we was proactive in how we dealt with that instead of getting out and talking about, well, we're going to get out and we're going to loot. How is that helping? Looting ain't doing nothing. You only messing up your own darn community. That is not being proactive. So what they do is they continuously do what they do to our community because they know we ain't got nothing in place, and they know there are things in place, but we're not going to tap into that. And then they put cuckabug heads in position that's going to misguide us, right? Okay. So like I said, I could really get deeper into that, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to just move on. Okay. But I think that is sad, y'all. I do. I do. They are taking the city, right? They take the citizens for granted. And can I tell y'all a secret? The citizens are the ones we're the ones with all the power. But if they keep us in disarray and going at each other and we're not united, they know it ain't a darn thing that we could do. What they fear is organization, right? And us being united. Okay. Those are the two things that they fear. And so that's the reasons why they keep us in disarray. Hey, we're not going to be able to uphold when little Rufus and them are out there taking people out. We can't afford to uphold that. Nobody takes us seriously. You know, I think I tell y'all about, and that's because I remember this. It happened in Dallas, Texas. And I remember it because, you know, it was just one of those. There are some cases that I remember because it had an effect on me, where a young lady had came from Jamaica. She was 16 years old, and she came from Jamaica to go to school in the United States. Her brother and sister was already going to school in the United States. They was living in Dallas, and she wanted to go to pre-med school. Okay, she wanted to study medicine. She was a junior. Well, I don't know what her brother was into, but they ended up, you know, breaking into the house. And they was looking for her brother. The brother was not there because he was working, but the 16-year-old girl was there. They kidnapped the 16-year-old girl. Y'all, I can't make this stuff up. Every time I talk about this, it makes me mad. I promise you. So they kidnapped the 16-year-old girl. She called the police. You can hear the 911 call saying they're breaking in. Somebody send the police. They're breaking in. They're breaking in. By the time the police got there, she hid up under the bed. They found her. By the time the police got there, they had already stolen the girl, right? Took the girl. They kidnapped the girl. 4 young black men. One of them was even, I believe, 17. Take the girl over across state lines to Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Okay. As soon as they thank you, nothing for the $10 super sticker. As soon as they take the girl, when they put her in the car, they tie her up. While they're on their way to Arkansas, they immediately start gang, you know what, her, right? They start violating her immediately. They go rent a hotel in Pine Bluff, tie her up in the bathroom. All of their friends and stuff coming in. This is a 16-year-old girl. Before they take her out, when they gave their statements, it's old, so you can find the statements and stuff now. Okay, they're available. They didn't want to take her out immediately because they wanted to keep violating her. So the guys with their friends will come in, they tell her she in there in the restroom, they go in there and you know what to her. They such effing cowards. I don't have no empathy for niggas like this. They ought to be dead. Okay. They such cowards. They said we didn't want to. We didn't want to kill her. So they blindfold her and they decide the FBI on our track. The FBI getting closer. The FBI was just a day late. They said we got to get rid of her. They was like, we didn't want to shoot her, nothing like that. We couldn't bring it on ourselves to do it after they violated her for 3 days. Okay. And then they blindfold her, handcuff, her hands tied behind her back. And they take her to the woods. And once she realized what they was getting ready to do, she started trying to run. Okay. They said we just couldn't bring ourselves to stab her or shoot her, so we just buried her alive because we didn't want to hurt her like that. Motherfucking cowards. Bitches was never supposed to be born. They mammy should have swallowed them. Okay, But then what we had was some of them got the death penalty. This is why they don't take black people seriously. And I'm serious. Some of them, one of them got the death penalty. Okay. A few of them got life. One of them got 30-something years because he turned state's evidence or whatever, told what happened. And you had black people out there with signs. Yeah, they was wrong, but they trying to kill our black boys. That's why they don't take us seriously. Bunch of damn fools. How are we going to try and uphold something like that? So it's easy for a white police officer to go, and they know that they can go take out an innocent black man because we ain't going to unify. We upholding signs up for niggas like that. Instead of making sure that we unify. Hell, first of all, there's supposed to be some repercussions from us. Ain't no black men got no business out there freely violating women and children without being scared to come back to their community. They supposed to be dealt with. If y'all don't want the police in it, it's supposed to already be a system. That's what happens in the other communities. We could be our own police. Nigga, you the one out there violating folks. How you gonna police somebody? What you gonna do? Make sure that you watch out for them while they in there violating children? And so you got Negroes out there holding up signs talking about they trying to kill our black men after what they did to that black girl. And so that's why people know that they can come into the black community and do what they want to do because they feel like we ain't got no damn sense. It ain't no systems in place. If you take down an innocent black man, it's going to be some repercussions. Okay? If the law don't deal with them, then they're going to be dealt with. And the law ain't going to, it's some stuff in place for that. It ain't no repercussions about these damn cuckabug heads getting into office and selling us out. They ain't even supposed to feel comfortable to be elected and sell our community out. Because they already know it's going to be some repercussions. But everybody takes advantage of the black community because the only crime in our community is coming up. You better not come up. You got to go. So you will let an old nappy neck, Uncle Tom, Aunt Jane, cuckabug head get into office as long as they stroke your ego and you know they ain't worth a damn and you will re-elect them. Just stroke my ego, even though they ain't gonna do nothing for you and give you a damn free cheese sandwich. Okay? So it's got to be some stuff set in place and it's got to be some repercussions. I hold a lot of these damn Negroes more responsible when they get into office after they've come from out of these urban neighborhoods and stuff. They know what it's like to grow up in the hood. I can't even see how consciously they can even sell out a community, and they came up in that community, saw their mother struggling, and then you get into office and you sell that same community out. Ain't worth a damn. But it ain't no repercussions. Oh, okay. You think you're going to get into office and sell the community? I tell you what, you ain't get ready. First of all, you ain't going to never have a career in politics no more because we're going to unify, and everybody that come from your damn lineage, we going to remember they ain't going to even have a political career. You finished. You and your bloodline. That's what they do in other communities. But instead, they sell us out. Then they go to the black church. Get a preacher, grease his palms. Churches are non-profit organizations. They ain't even supposed to be dealing in politics. They ain't even supposed to have these politicians up in their church. But they do it. See, if we was really united, we could deal with that. They violate. But instead, they steal, they cheat, they do whatever, they violate the black community. And I'm talking about cuckabug heads, because we got to deal with them first. If we deal with the black politicians, then if we dealt with them right, no white politician or any other race would think they're going to get into office and take advantage of the black community. Okay, but instead they go to the black church and they grease the pastor's palms, and they make the pastor, not all pastors, there's a lot of good pastors, okay, but they make the pastor finesse you into, well, we got to forgive them, even though they raped them kids and stole from us. He's still a man of God. You ought to be throwing damn tomatoes at a pastor like that, okay? Tomatoes. Okay, me personally, I'll go get I like bricks and stuff. A tomato ain't gonna hurt them. If I'm gonna do something, I want them to feel it. I'm going to get me the biggest brick I can find. Okay, and I'm throwing it in the pulpit. The way the black community is suffering, because see, when I do stuff, I like to do it right. If I'm gonna go to jail, I got to go ahead and just do what I need to do and go right. I ain't going for throwing no soft tomato. Okay. Because they're going to charge me with the same thing. So I may as well go on and get a brick. Okay. But they go to the churches and they go to the big churches. They don't go to the small churches. They go to the big churches. You notice you don't ever really see a whole lot of politicians at small churches. They go to the big churches. Okay, and they influence. They let the pastors, let them influence them and forgive these people who have done nothing but lie, steal, and cheat and steal, whether they are black or white, into re-electing somebody that has not been conducive to poor black people's livelihoods. Okay, let me just say this, because I believe in God. I do. I believe in God and all of that. Okay, but let me tell y'all something. I'm not a real big forgiving person. Hey, I know they say that's a sin, but that's between me and God, and I ain't gonna die and wait to enjoy life. I'm not gonna get my riches when I die. I'm gonna get it right here. I'm gonna get it right here. And it's a way to get it, because there's a lot of resources out there. But we so busy fighting with each other. We don't know how to go to the door of Pharaoh and say, let my motherfucking people go. Okay? Ain't that what they said? Pharaoh, let my people go. Pharaoh can be looked at as a lot of these people that is supposedly in leadership. Instead, we too busy trying to uphold what's wrong. We ain't dealing with it. Okay, and then got our eye on somebody that's got a talent. Let me tell y'all something. I don't be trying to toot my own horn, but I was born great. It's a whole lot of people born great. You can't stop greatness. Instead, you got people, instead of using that venom to go at the real enemy, we going at people that was born great, that probably was born to be a damn leader, to help the community that we in. Instead, we killing them, and it ain't no repercussions. It's supposed to be double pain for killing a leader. No black person, no white person should ever feel comfortable enough to kill a leader in the black community. You and your whole family gonna suffer, nigga, or whatever you are. You think you're gonna take out a leader? Instead, we get together when leaders are taken out. Well, you know, she thought she was something anyway. I'm glad she gone. Motherfucker, she was helping you to eat. That's why I say the mindset of our people got to change. And this is what every other community know. You have a lot of politicians that get into office and they go, you get them. Why you ain't helping the black community more? Why should I help the black community? Because that's what you was elected for. Hey, I got to take what I can get and get on. The black folks ain't gonna do nothing. Hell, they give them something. They ain't gonna do nothing but turn against you if you put your neck out there for them. We ain't united. That's the first step. I'm in this for my family. I know it's wrong. I'm in this for my family. I ain't sticking my neck out for these niggas for them to turn on me for a damn piece of broccoli. Okay? That's what the black politicians will say. And so that's why I say our mindset got to change. Okay. We got to stop upholding this wrong, holding up them picket signs after them men, them young men. They young men. They was young men when they was violating that girl, when they kidnapped her and violated her for 3 days. And then they were such cowards. They buried her alive. They ain't even had the decency to put her out of her pain if they was gonna do it like that. We just didn't want to shoot her. We ain't had the guts to shoot her. We just buried her alive. We thought that would be better. Okay. Then it's unfortunate the FBI got them the next day. They cracked down on them. They said they knew they was running out of time. They got them the next day, but the girl had suffocated in the grave. And you got people and churches out there holding up signs when they all should have been fried. Okay? What they should have did was turn that electric chair on them niggas without the water and let their eyes and stuff bust all up out their damn head and stuff. Okay? You're right. They don't eat broccoli. I said broccoli because I got broccoli on the menu today. I'm going to grill me some broccoli. No, I'm not. I'm doing me I'm doing grill. I like thighs to put on the grill because they be juicy. A lot of people don't know that thighs, they keep their moisture. And I'm doing a 7-layer salad. Okay, because y'all know I'm calling myself eating healthy now. I'm doing a 7-layer salad. Now, my broccoli and cauliflower casserole is the bomb. Nobody can mess with me on that. But y'all, we gotta do better. We can't uphold this. These young men thinking that they can just go and fire off rounds at people, right? Thinking they can, and there are no repercussions, and hurt our children and our women and be disrespectful. I never understood how I don't like men that are disrespectful to women. I'm just going ahead and tell you that right now. If you want me to hate you, let me see you being. See, I'm one of those ones. It's sad that we're living in a time where women have become so. They feel secure when they hear a man being disrespectful to a woman. She's so damn dumb. She don't understand that if he's got that venom in him, that gun is going to soon be turned on her. I don't get no gratification out of seeing men disrespect women. Okay? I don't. These men have mothers who have struggled, a lot of them, to make sure that they eat, single mothers, and they can be disrespectful to women because they made the wrong choices in women. Them. And they spew that venom at all women, and they got mothers that were single mothers that work their ass off to make sure they no good asses eat. Okay? That's why I pay real close attention to men, to watch their mannerism. I watch what they say. I watch them very, very closely. And if they don't have no type of self-control, and the first thing they do is go at a woman and be disrespectful when they get mad, that's a motherfucker that ain't worthy. He less than a damn man. Okay. He said, don't just say men, it's where we at, period. It's just Memphis, period. What you mean, love? I don't what you talking about? Okay. We got to be honest, tracks about a pound. Hey, you got a lot of women that commit crimes too, but we got mostly African American men. And when people say, well, they commit crime in the white community, I'm in the damn black community. We got to deal with what goes on in our community first instead of trying to justify it. I can't stand to hear people say that when they go, well, why, when they get to talking about how they violate these children and stuff, when they messing with these little underage girls, you know what you hear, folks? This is when I know a man is sick, when I know they sick and pathetic. I get so sick of people in our community always trying to justify wrong by saying, well, the white people sis do it. What's that got to do with anything? Well, you talk about us, the black men is messing with the little girls, but Elvis Presley married a 14-year-old girl. Mother, what that got to do with you? Just because you saying the white man do it, that sets the standard. Because if the white man do it, that means it's right. Right. Is that what you're saying? I get so tired of people saying that. Well, why you talking about us killing black people? The white people is be killing black people. Y'all, our community needs some help. Our community needs some help. And I be hard on the men because I came from a line of men where they were straight up soldiers. They was leaders. I understand that men are supposed to be leading. I understand that. And they're supposed to be protecting their women and their children. See, I came from that. It's not a myth in my mind. Hell, I saw it growing up. So I know what it's supposed to be. Okay. Anyways, you guys, like I said, y'all, the lines is open. I be getting mad when. See, I don't like to talk. I try to stay away from certain things. I've seen so much. I be trying to stay away from certain subjects as it relates when I start talking about some of the stuff I've seen, some of these cases, that people forget about, because it just makes me angry. And when you think about that, the same stuff is still going on. We're still upholding wrong, y'all. Hey, I remember I had interviewed Judge Joe Brown. Judge Joe Brown lives in Memphis. So he used to come over to my studio a lot to be interviewed. Okay. I used to get him over there for quite a bit of stuff. And he's very blunt about stuff. And he says something that rings true. Okay. This has always stuck out in my head. He was talking about he was on the bench a lot of the cases that came through because he was in criminal court. And he says, they're always talking about rehabilitation. He says, I saw these kids and these criminals come through my court. It ain't nothing to rehabilitate. We need to start talking about, a lot of them ain't got nothing to rehabilitate. And I understood exactly what he meant. Some of them don't have a foundation. They were not taught nothing. So when you start talking about rehabilitating, that's foreign to them if they've never been taught nothing. He says we got to start habilitating our people the right way. I understood what that man meant. But instead, people took that as an opportunity. Hey, they took that as an opportunity to, he think he better than everybody else. All black folks, he talking about a lot of our folks ain't got no foundation. Well, a lot of our people don't. And so then that's when they started, well, it's some white people that ain't got no foundation either. Y'all, we got to get away from that. That makes me mad. It's I don't know what. Okay? When we start talking about our community, we need to deal with what goes on in our community instead of trying to justify the wrong that goes on in our community by bringing up what goes on in other people's communities. Okay? And Kenny said, Tamara, stay on 3 more hours. You know what? I woke up happy this morning because I've been working my butt off. And I thought about, I got a free day and I get to go do a pamper day today. I'm going to get my nails. I got like a few more days before it's been 10 days, but I'm going early to get my nails and my toes done. And I'm dropping Remy and Riley off for their pamper day at the groomer. And I'm going to the nail shop to get my nails and toes done. And I don't know what color I want this time. It seemed like the pink that they put on that I got on from last time. It got dull pretty quick. I don't know. I think I'm going to get a loud yellow. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a sunshine yellow. Sometimes I was like, I went into this man's office one time that wanted to do business with me. That's when I was like, I might need to stay away from those yellows and greens. He's a financial person. He actually did hire me for a job to investigate something for him. But the first thing he did was I had on my nails were loud yellow. And the first thing he did was look down at my nails. And I felt so embarrassed. Just the way he looked at them, because they say you're really not supposed to wear loud colors like that when you're doing business. But he looked down at my nails. He went, "Oh, bright nails." I said, "Yeah." I was so embarrassed. I was like, "Lord, I hope he don't look at my nails then," because he paid me a lot of money, child. But then I went into my dentist's office, and the guy I had on those the same yellow color, and my dentist, a white guy, he went, oh my God, I love your nails. Oh my God, they're so vibrant. So I don't know. The Black Barber says men are supposed to be learning, but if they are in a gang and they are not the leader, then they are following and not leading their own families, just doing time and leaving their families. I have issues with Black men leaving their women out there. I do, because I know what Black men are supposed to be doing. They talk about women being strong, but they put us in a position where we have to be strong, or we have to take care of everything. And so when you know that you have a responsibility to take care of everything and raise the children by yourself, it forces you to be hard. Most women want to be soft. It would be, there's nothing better than just being able to be a soft woman, right? We hear people say, "You always talking about, what your daddy did." My daddy made it. My daddy set an example for us of how we were supposed to be. So it was easy for us to be soft and spoiled and stuff growing up because he set an example. I'm not saying that he was perfect, but he sure was a provider and a protector. Even my uncles and cousins and stuff, they might have been out there philandering. I don't believe in that because their wives stayed. I'm not gonna stay with no damn cheater because I'm gonna act a fool. Okay, because I be wanting my men to myself. That's just me. Okay, I make my own money, so most women have stayed because they needed that security. And they had to stay because they didn't work. But I'm not staying with no damn cheater because I can't be going to jail dealing with no damn fool that's out there cheating. Okay, but but men are supposed to be providers and protectors. Period. Women will submit if they know that they got a man that they can trust and got their back. My dad used to always say that. And my dad was the ultimate provider. Okay. My dad used to, he had a wife that was submissive. My mother, he was not married to my mother, but my mother was very soft and all of that. They were high school sweethearts. Okay. I was the first child. And but my dad used to always say that to us as girls. He had all girls. It's okay to submit we always put our children first, and I feel like you should, but he always said, care about, consult with your spouse. It's women are to submit, but a woman is not to submit to a man unless she knows that she can trust him and he got her back 100%, because he's supposed to be paying every bill in that house. Okay. And now I can give, I understand in a day and time now, both people have to work to, people have to work. My dad has always, he had always made six figures. Okay. So he could do, he could say that everybody don't make that. Okay. But, so he could say that, but he was right. No woman is going to respect a man that she can't trust, and he's hurt her, and her guards are up, and he's cheated on her and made her feel a certain way. As a matter of fact, she's going to start to hate him. Okay. Anyways, you guys, let's talk about, we'll get back to this, and the lines are still open. Okay. There was 4 U.S. Marshals taken out in North Carolina. Okay. Y'all, this is sad. I saw this as a big story yesterday, and I almost did what's it called on it? 4 Marshals. Hold on. I want to pull this up, you guys.
On behalf of Chief Jennings, I regrettably announce the end of Joshua Iyer.
We'll always be indebted to Officer Iyer for his bravery and his sacrifice for this profession.
I think it was 4 marshals and 1
those
officer
who lost their lives: a Charlotte-Mecklenburg police officer, 2 Department of Corrections officers, and a deputy U.S. Marshal.
And we know so many of you want to help. We'll walk you through the ways you can support our men and women in blue as they navigate this unspeakable tragedy. Eyewitness News at 5 a.m.
I thought they said it was 4.
And thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Damani Lewis.
And I'm Denae Broom. It is 5 o'clock, and right now our entire city is in mourning. 4 officers were shot and killed in an ambush in East Charlotte.
We have been monitoring this story since it started around 2 p.m. yesterday. And here's what we know right now. 8 law enforcement officers were shot during the standoff. 4 of them died, including a deputy U.S. Marshal, 2 North Carolina Department of Adult Correction officers, and a CMPD officer who died late last night. CMPD Chief Johnny Jennings says the police department will handle the investigation going forward. And we have live team coverage this morning to bring you all the angles of this heartbreaking and tragic story from our city.
We will hear from neighbors about the scene unfolding in their backyards, the heroic acts from our police force, and the U.S. Marshal investigation that started it all.
Well, this morning, we begin with Channel 9's Evan Donovan, who is live outside CMPD headquarters to walk us through this timeline.
Hey, good morning, Damani and Denae. That standoff started yesterday afternoon, just before 2 o'clock in East Charlotte on Galway Drive. And I was live on the desk when we broke into your programming, walking you through what was happening to keep you informed and safe. Let's take a look at a map that gives you a better idea of where this happened. This is right off the plaza, just steps away from Julian Underwood Park is Galway Drive. That ambush started as a U.S. Marshals Task Force investigation. Late last night, CMPD Chief Johnny Jennings shared the tragic news that Officer Joshua Iyer of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department was killed after being shot during that standoff. He was in the line of duty assisting other officers. Iyer was a husband and a father to a young boy, just 3 years old, and a CMPD officer for the last 6 years. He was actually recognized earlier this month for his dedication to CMPD.
We'll always be indebted to Officer Iyer for his bravery and his sacrifice for this profession. It was just last month I was in this very room congratulating Officer Iyer for becoming Officer of the Month in April. And he certainly dedicated his life and gave his life to serve our citizens. And
you heard that right. He was Officer of the Month just last month, or earlier this month, I should say. We learned the names of the 2 North Carolina Department of Adult Correction officers who were also killed in this attack, Sam Peloche and Alden Elliott. They were both 14-year veterans with the department. A deputy U.S. Marshal was also killed. That officer's name has not been released yet. We are working to learn more about the U.S. Marshals investigation and what actually led to this first round of gunfire. Let's bring in Channel 9's Eli Brand to continue our live team coverage. He is live actually near that home in East Charlotte. And Eli, residents who live near there say that they saw that ambush unfold right there in their backyards, actually.
Evan, we spoke to multiple neighbors. They lived, they heard, and they saw one of the most horrifying and horrible days we've had here in our city in recent memory. Just a few blocks, actually 1 street over that way, over my left shoulder, is where this incident happened, where shots rang out, killing now 4 law enforcement officers. We spoke to some neighbors that had officers going through their home, through their backyard, trying to get a vantage point on that shooter that they knew were shooting at them, and that had already injured their brothers and sisters in blue. In some of the video they sent us, you could hear some of those shots ring out. Just horrifying video and sounds there of a scene where some described hundreds of officers responding. In this cell phone video, you can see police going into the home and yard of the group that shared it with us. They even say police used one of their bedrooms to set up a sniper to keep an eye on the house. where the shooting took place. Another neighbor shared this video with us of the scenes outside as police moved in to stop the shooter and try and save the lives of the injured officers. That neighbor said the scene was clearly a serious one and ended in a way no one could imagine.
That's when I was like, it's something serious going on. I had imagined they just going to work, protecting us, and then something like this happened there.
Over my left shoulder here, you can see this one police
Oh,
car. Now they're
wow.
actually driving up. This is all we can see, as close as we can get, but just over my shoulder. That investigation is continuing as police try to continue to piece together exactly what happened here in this tragedy. We're working to get more information, but for now, reporting live, Eli Brand, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Okay, you guys. Yesterday I saw where it had said 4 members of U.S. Marshals taken out. Maybe the story was still developing, but they're saying 4 members of law enforcement, 2 corrections officers, 1 U.S. Marshal, and 1 Charlotte Mecklenburg officers. Rest in peace to them. That's really sad. But as I was looking at, I was just reading, they was trying to serve a warrant. Now, normally I don't know how the corrections officers gotten involved, because normally they don't be out on the street. Okay. Yeah, it's developing more. Oh, it has. They've learned, because they said yesterday, it says U.S. Marshal and 3 other law enforcement taken out while serving warrants. Hold on, let me see. I don't know why I can't hear it. Because they're live right now. I don't know, the volume is not working. Hold on, you guys.
He was treated for a broken foot, and he was discharged this morning. I can't tell you how much I'm grateful for these officers and their heroic act. We saw what I mentioned yesterday, officers going into the line of fire to save their brothers in blue who have gone down in the act of trying to keep our community safe. To me, that's truly heroic. When you hear the gunshots and the rapid fire and they're running directly into it because they know that there are people that need help, and they risk their own lives to do that. As I mentioned also, this is continuing to be an active and ongoing investigation. There's going to be some answers that aren't going to be able to be given, some questions that'll linger at least for until we are able to get this investigation a little bit more complete. But I will tell you that there are, we talk about the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force. There are 16 agencies that are involved in that task force. CMPD is one of those agencies. We currently have a sergeant assigned to that task force who was on the scene as well. Our investigators have worked through the night. The house is still being processed. You have to understand the amount of evidence that's going to be collected. Probably well over 100 rounds of gunfire or of projectiles and casings that will be collected. But what I will say is that we did recover so far on the scene an AR-15 rifle, a 40 caliber handgun, and also additional magazines and ammo that goes both with the AR-14 and the 40 caliber handgun. We do know that the suspect that was shot and killed was the individual that was that the warrant was for and was going to be arrested
for possession of firearm by a convicted felon. And we are still working through additional parts of that investigation. 2 females that were inside the residence that I mentioned yesterday who came out eventually, they are fully cooperating with the investigation. They have been talked to by the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department homicide detectives, and we are not looking or interested in any additional suspects or any persons of interest. We feel like we have everyone involved that was at the house that we need to speak with. Also, indication right now is that 12 CMPD officers fired their service weapon during this incident. All 12 of those officers have been placed on administrative leave and will also continue to be investigated as far as interviews, both internally and within the criminal and internal investigation, which is standard for an officer-involved shooting. So this is certainly a tragedy that's going to impact, I would say, our country for a very long time. It's a scar on Charlotte, but a scar that won't heal. We're a resilient profession and a resilient city, and we will certainly get through this. But it will take time, and it will take support from all of our community as our officers continue to keep our community safe even through this tragedy. So thank you, and I'll turn it over back to Lieutenant Petrus.
Thank you, Chief. Our next speaker is the Director of the United States Marshal Service. That's Director Ron Davis.
Oh, Legacy 360.
Good morning, and thank you, excuse me, for coming. I don't think words can describe the amount of pain that the Marshal Service and all of its members, the court family, law enforcement in general, this community and communities around the country are feeling with such a loss. The chief mentioned for the first time we were releasing the name of Deputy Weeks. Let me tell you something about this hero. Thomas Weeks is a Deputy United States Marshal. He was 48 years old. He is survived by his wife, Kelly, and has 4 children. He was transferred to this district, the Western District of North Carolina, in 2018. So he served 6 years here, although he's been with the agency for some 13 years. We did send out a release with more information along with the photo for you. And I want to make sure that people remember him and the other 3 officers that have perished in this incident. He was assigned to, as I mentioned, the Western District of North Carolina, but he was also assigned to our Fugitive Task Force. And let me just say something quickly about the task force to understand the context in which they operate. As was mentioned, there are over 16 agencies in the task force that covers North Carolina. We have 56 district task forces, 8 regional task forces around the country. And it is an example of what we've seen yesterday of how local, state, and federal law enforcement come together, share resources, make sure that the force multiplier, removing those violent and most dangerous from our community and the safety of our community. And that's what happened yesterday. And so we'll give you, in the future, give you more information about the task force, but Deputy Weeks was serving on that task force, as do hundreds, if not thousands, of deputies and officers around the country every day. Even right now, as we speak, there are thousands of deputies and task force officers serving our communities, trying to bring to justice those that are responsible for some of the most heinous crimes in our society. And I want you to just pause a moment and please offer your thoughts and prayers and think about them and their families and everybody that suffered yesterday. We didn't just have a bad day for the community. This is a loss for the entire country. I have been in conversations with the Attorney General of the United States, as well as the Deputy Attorney General of the United States, to make sure we offer all resources and support necessary to the police department as they continue, and to our law enforcement partners. And I want to personally thank all the law enforcement officers from the agency that responded. As more and more comes out about this incident, not only will you see how brave they were, you will see examples of that courage and bravery. Let there be no mistake, they represent the best of us. They are truly America's finest, and it's just an honor to serve with them. I will meet with the family later today, a meeting that no leader, director, or police chief ever wants to have. Losing a deputy, losing task force officers is like losing a family member, because quite frankly, they are family members. I don't have many words at this time other than say that inside my agency that I'm going to ask the men and women of the United States Marshal Service to continue their steadfast commitment to the American people, to continue the outstanding job that you do, and know and witness just the amount of support you have. This community, the Charlotte-Mecklenburg community, has been tremendous. Thank you very much for that. It is not going unnoticed, and I think the entire nation will see that, and we are appreciative for that. Thank you.
Mr. Director, thank you. Our next speaker is Governor, State of North Carolina, Governor Roy Cooper.
Thank you, Lieutenant, Chief, Director, Attorney General, Mayor, fellow North Carolinians. I'm also joined here
Yeah, that's
today
Charlotte,
with
North
our
Carolina.
Secretary of the Department of Public Safety, Eddie Buffalo, and our Secretary of the Department of Adult Correction, Todd Ishii. Yesterday, 8 families had to be told that their loved one had been shot in the line of duty. It was news they hoped would never come. Tragically, 4 of those families.
Y'all, that's sad. You know, I hate that. Rest in peace to those officers that was popped in the line of duty. You know, I think about, because yesterday it was headlining 4 U.S. Marshals, but now we see that there were 2. I mean, it's still law enforcement. Two corrections officers, 1 Mecklenburg police officer, and 1 U.S. Marshal that was taken down yesterday. And it's so sad because, you know, I think about the story I did yesterday on Gangway. A deputy was trying to serve him, and that's what these marshals were trying to do, serve a warrant, and this man flipped out from what I read. And I guess that, you know, I'm glad, you know, Bang Wayne decided to not pop at the officer, but he sure took his weapon out. And probably, if you take a weapon out and you see U.S. Marshal coming up to you, and they have you already know that they're U.S. Marshal because it's biggest day on their uniforms, right? To serve you with a warrant, and you take out a weapon. He had to have had thoughts of trying to take him down. So what is going on, right? Why are you know, a lot of these young men, I do believe in, like the case of like Bang Wayne. Some people are just, that young man yesterday in North Carolina may have been mentally ill, but he didn't want to be, you know, served with his warrant. He didn't want to be arrested, so he take out 4 officers, and he it could have been like a murder suicide. You know, he might have wanted them to take him down. Okay, sometimes people pop at the police so that it can be like a murder unaliving. I mean, a unaliving suicide. I couldn't think of another word to, you know, they try to monitor everything you say on here, but y'all, it's sad, you know, that we see a lot of young men now feeling like, okay, you know, I don't know where this energy is coming from. We gonna point guns at the police. We gonna pop at the police, and they surely gonna take you down. So that's why I say we got to talk to our young adults, because when you pose a threat to law enforcement officers, they are going to take you down, and if you hit one, they gonna kill you. And so we just got to teach our young men this, and our young women, instead of telling them, yeah, you ain't got to, yeah, F the police, yeah, go ahead and pop at the police. That's what we hear some of our parents telling their children, and they're ultimately the reasons for their own demise, instead of trying to put some wisdom in their heads, because a lot of this stuff that go the way that it goes, it don't have to go that way. All you got to do is comply. And that's what I talk about. We have to come together and organize. If it was not right, if a police officer is harassing you and you know you're in the right, you ain't on the corner selling drugs, you ain't out there doing all types of stuff. Because see, some people say, well, they harassing me, but they over across the street looking at you sell drugs all day. Some people want to be able to commit crimes in peace. That ain't harassment. Okay? That's not harassment. Okay? But we got to teach our children and our young adults how to survive instead of upholding them when they say, Mama, the police come and say something to me while I'm standing on the corner serving. I'm going to pop at him. I'm going to take him down. Yeah, you better take that MF down. So you're ultimately the reason, instead of telling your child, no, son, no, son, you're not getting ready to, that's a sure way for you to die. No, let's talk about this. You're going to need to comply because I want to see you come home. You go to jail, I'm coming to get you out. But we don't have leaders that are proactive, but there's got to be things in place. If they was in the wrong, we're going to organize. We're going down there to internal affairs. We're going to watch and see what internal affairs do to that officer. We're going to keep following up. If they don't do nothing, we're going to take it further. But you got to be right. Who's going to listen to you if you're wrong? Okay. It says they pose a threat to the people pulling guns out for a traffic stop. How can we respect them? I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's more police officers that are scared of citizens now than anything, because they don't ever know when you do a traffic stop, you don't ever know what you're gonna deal with. You don't ever know what you're walking up on. I want to show y'all this video right here. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I wish I could find. Don't look like I'm gonna be able to find it. Y'all, let me see how many likes we got. Y'all run the likes up for me. Run the likes all the way up. Run the likes all the way up for me. Y'all can call in. Also, let me see how long I've been on. I'll be on for about 20 more minutes. Because y'all, like I said, I'm all excited because I'm going to, today is my pamper day. And then I gotta go to the Big Lots. Y'all know it's my favorite store. Anyways, y'all, call in. If you call in, we're keeping it on subject. What do you all think about that? Even if you want to talk about, what happened with Bang Wang on yesterday. We even talking about that too, because he pulled a weapon on a U.S. Marshal when they just tried to serve him with the warrant. Right, he pulled a weapon on a U.S. Marshal. I guess he decided not to shoot. And the only Bang Wang lucky that he's alive, and probably the only reason that he is alive after pulling a weapon on a U.S. Marshal that was trying to serve him with a warrant is because he turned and ran. And that Marshal probably understood that it wouldn't be conducive to him to pop him in the back. He turned and ran. So he could have had a lot of issues. I'm glad he didn't shoot him. I'm glad Bang Wang didn't hit the officer, and I'm happy that they didn't hit him, because I'd be hating to see these folks kill each other. What's going on, Kimberly? He says, for the most part, Eddie, we're dealing with a police that have been serving in foreign war zones, and when they return, they view the citizens as enemy combatants. Y'all, the number is 662-471-8841. 662-471-8841. You all could definitely call in. Okay. Well, like I said, I'll be on for a few more minutes. Kim says she's working. I'm great though. That's good. Frank White says there will be a lot of the youth, them praising the action of the criminals that took place yesterday, not just here in North Carolina. I get to thinking about a lot of these Black leaders that get on national TV and tell Black people to fight back, but they don't tell them how to fight back. That's real suspicious to me, especially when you know that it's a no-win situation when you're calling yourself going to be shooting at the police or stuff like that. They know that that's a no-win situation. There is a way to fight back when there's corruption and things of that nature, but they don't tell them that. I'm getting real suspicious about the Al Sharptons and stuff, because you think about, they know how to control who they put on these national medias and stuff. And remember, they blacked out. They banned Minister Farrakhan from national media. And that's because Minister Farrakhan started kicking some of that real knowledge on how to be proactive for real. Especially closer to in his older age. Okay. He wasn't talking about going and looting and all of that. That's not being proactive. That's the type of stuff they want to put on TV. But when you have like the Al Sharptons, who they give national shows, remember he had a show on CNN and on the ID network and all of that. They don't just give people shows like that that's going to be kicking knowledge and teaching Black people how to unify and all of that and organize. They're not going to do it because that's what they fear. So I get real suspicious about some of these televised so-called leaders that we only see with all the crime that go on and all of the poverty. That's what's got to be dealt with. They don't ever try to deal with the poverty which ignites crime. They don't ever try to deal with the poverty that is going on in the Black community. Hey, Snoozy Kate. How come they're not on the national medias trying to deal with that? Screaming on every rooftop about the poverty in the Black communities and all of these funds and resources that come into the urban communities because of the crime not being allocated right. Okay. But they'll let them on national media and they act like they got all of this passion. Fight back. Go loot. See, that's an issue right there, because the power brokers, the elites that own the national media, they're not going to let you on their national medias to spread anything that's going to actually help the Black community, because people they get rich off of the disadvantage and taking advantage of the Black community. Let's be real. I ain't never liked Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton and them were around when Dr. King and them did the God, what was the name of it? What was the name of the People's March? Was it the People's March? What was the name of Dr. King's campaign? Was it the People's March back in the 60s when he brought everybody together at the White House? I think it was called the People's Campaign or something like that. Y'all help me out. Okay. Al Sharpton and them were around. They understood the organization that it took to do something like that. Al Sharpton was around, and what's his name? Reverend Jackson definitely was involved in that. He was up close with Dr. King, and who else? And they was around when Malcolm X. Okay, so they understood, right? The Poor People's Campaign. Okay, so they understood what it took to bring. They understood the formula that it took to bring people together to organize and unite. They understood that formula. They know that formula, but you never saw them trying to tell people about that same formula, because they was involved in those camps. They understood that the formula was organization and to unify. Okay. And loyalty. Okay, but that comes with being united and all of that, but also being loyal. Okay, you have to put things in place that when somebody sells out, they come into the camp and they start selling out. You ain't even got to talk about it, but they already know without you speaking about it, it's gonna be some repercussions. Okay, but you never saw them trying to reiterate any of that. You know, they get on TV, they let them come on talking about, yeah, we got to do this, y'all fight back the police, y'all do whatever is necessary. So they use them as a mouthpiece to help to destroy the Black community. Okay, they knew that if telling people to pop back at the police was going to get them taken down. They knew that when folks was going looting, they was only going to be looting at the small looting stores in their neighborhoods, which were more than likely small Black businesses. I mean, so what you get out of that, tearing down a small Black business? That's an oxymoron. Why y'all do it? Cause you know the police had beat up Rodney King. I'm just using a name. Okay, so why you go and loot and tear up that small Black business? That's the only small Black business in your neighborhood. Hey, Dominic, turn your TV down because I'm hearing the feedback. How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing really good.
I'm doing pretty good. I just wanted to tell you privately, I appreciate everything you do. I ain't got much time. I just want to say thank you for everything and keep up the good work. I just hope you have a blessed day.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. You take care, okay? Please be safe.
I will. I will, because you know it's a lot going on, right?
Oh yeah.
And I gotta go over in Memphis today to go get my nails and toes done.
Well, you gotta stay apart. I understand.
But you know what? I have my peacemakers on both sides of me.
Amen. Me too. I'm on the road. I can nickname both of them. Absolutely. Well, God bless you. You take care, okay?
Okay, thank you, love.
No problem. I'll call back another time.
Okay. Bye-bye. Shout out to Dominique. You know, I was thinking about it's so much history. They try and destroy our history. Like I love reading about, I found these Facebook pages where they talk about a lot of I got to go in a few minutes, but I want to show you guys this where they and I want y'all to go and read this. I love reading about Black history, especially like from back in the 1920s and stuff. There's so many things that our people invented and all of that that we don't know about. Okay. So I love reading about women like this that they just kind of black out and they've done so much great stuff. It's called Black History Facts. I be sharing this on my page. I love it so much, especially when it's African American women. And Lucia Harris was born in 1911. She was a famous Black American journalist and opponent of segregation in America's education system. Okay. So, you know, people like this. She was raised in Kansas City, Missouri. Okay. And she, her name became known outside the city when she sued the University of Missouri for denying her entry to its graduate journalism program. Okay. Wow. So you have women like that have really been trailblazers that did a lot of, hold on. Here's another page called Black Power. And Wallace Henry Thurman, the man who penned the expression, The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So this is the black man that started that phase. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Okay, I found that. I was like, wow. And it says Wallace Henry Thurman, an African-American writer who is best known for his many contributions to the Harlem Renaissance, was born in Salt Lake City, Utah on August 16th, 1902. His father abandoned the family shortly after he was born, and his mother married and divorced various times. His mother often sent him to stay with his grandmother, who was known to run an illegal bar out of her home. Thurman stayed sick a lot during his youth, although he dropped out of school due to illness and heart attacks. His health eventually improved over the years, and he was able to finish high school in Salt Lake City. Thurman later attended the University of Utah and the University of Southern California, but he never received a degree from their institution. Thurman got a job working as a newspaper reporter while living in Los Angeles. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But anyways, he was a writer. They said Thurman held meetings at his apartment for Black authors and artists. He referred to the room in which they sat around and collaborated the niggerati manner in which he painted black and red with murals on the wall. Some of Thurman's most famous work included Harlem, a play that debuted on Broadway in 1929. See, I never knew that. Wow. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Wow. And he ain't lied either. I promise you. That's so awesome. See, I love reading about stuff like that. I think if we start reading about our history and stuff, it'll start making our people proud of who we are and where we came from. We have a reason to be. It's just sad. Like a lot of our community, when we look in the mirror, we hate what we see. We got to start being proud of a lot of what our ancestors were able to come from. They came from a lot of bad conditions too. Hey, my dad used to say, ain't nothing really changed. It's just they hide it more now. My dad was a radical, but yeah, our people got a lot to be proud of. You got to reach back, and even though they try to hide a lot of the greatness, a lot of the things that we benefit from, like the organization that my dad had started, Miss Crenshaw was his mentor, right? And at first, I'm over the organization now. And at first, I had not been able to really. Every time I got started to do something, something reminded me of my dad, and I would put the pen down. But I'm going to continue, and I've been getting excited again. But she taught my dad politics, and what a lot of Memphians don't know is that Miss Crenshaw was a Black woman that was wealthy at first. She was a part of that system, okay, that sellout system. And so what Miss Crenshaw did was she had an epiphany, and she said it. Like when we were younger, my dad used to always go to her house, and we would be with her. Her house was on, right in South Memphis. Because my dad was trying to get land over there to build. He was going to build a museum, and the church. Girl, don't even get me started to talk about that church, because I don't want to say nothing bad about that pastor. But my dad wanted to buy the land to build the museum on the land, y'all. These folks is sick. A lot of these people that call themselves pastors and stuff, they greedy and they are sick. Okay, on Vance. Miss Crenshaw lived on Vance Street, and my dad used to always go to her house on every weekend. She taught him politics. She helped my dad to be elected. She started taking him around to a lot of the different, helping him to be known. And she would talk about when Dr. King came to Memphis, he always stayed at Miss Crenshaw's house. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that Miss Crenshaw, she coined the phrase "I am a man." When Dr. King came to Memphis for the sanitation workers strike, she was instrumental in getting him to Memphis, right? But y'all know the women had to stay behind in the scenes. And she coined the phrase for the sanitation strike, "I am a man." Miss Crenshaw, a Black woman, did that, okay? And what a lot of Memphians don't know is back in the day, a lot of Memphians, you know, in the poor neighborhoods, they were sitting in the dark, you know, because you had to pay your whole light bill. Miss Crenshaw by herself fought Memphis Light, Gas, and Water. She formed a strike. She fought them. And she is the reasons that Memphians are able to get extensions on their light bill. You could pay half of your light bill and you can get an extension on the other half. Miss Crenshaw did that. They tried to black her out of history because she was once a part of their system. She learned all of their secrets. And then she switched up on them because she said, I can't keep selling my people out. And so by that time, she knew all of the inner secrets of what they did to Black people and even the sellouts. And she started exposing them. And they tried to black her. They tried to black her out of history, but she was my dad's mentor. And so I was thinking about, you know, right before my dad and I passed away. Lord, I said my dad and I passed away. Lord, forgive me. Before my dad passed away, I was going to say my dad and I was talking about going to New York and taking a busload of children that we were going to mentor, young adults, to the Harriet Tubman Museum. Me, myself, I'm so fascinated with Harriet Tubman. I've read both of her books that she wrote. A lot of people don't know. While she was still alive, right? She couldn't read and write. So she spoke to a lady that translated everything she said about how she helped the slaves to escape. I was just tickled pink that she had 2 books that she wrote while she was still alive. And she had to write those books because she was in jeopardy of losing her house. And so she had to write those books to get money to save her home, right? And in her latter days, her home was used as like a healing house. Slaves that had escaped that was sick and stuff, and she would take care of them, right? And so she still has that house. It's in New York. That land, it has been made into a museum. And my dad and I was going to travel there so that we can go into the inside of the museum and also get ideas about our museum, right? And so I think about that field trip. I can't wait. I'm still going to proceed. I started thinking about some stuff that I got to do without my dad as it relates to continuing on, but I can't wait to do that. We got to let these kids know about their history. Can you believe a lot of young adults don't even know Harriet Tubman? You know, I was looking at A&E, and don't y'all know Sojourner Truth? They're trying to say, I was looking at a new documentary on A&E. They said, well, you know, they're saying that Sojourner Truth was not even a real person, you know, may have been a fictional character. So we don't even know if she was real or not. This is what they try and do to our history. This was a Black lady that was very involved in like the 1700s or the 1800s or whatever in voting. Right? Getting Black people involved in stuff in that. And so they're trying to strip away everything, right? And so we're so busy trying to take out each other. We got all of our ancestors and stuff that was great and brave. Okay, they was great and brave. And I just love reading about that stuff. It just, I don't know, it does something for me. It just gives me a lot of, I don't know. It just makes me extremely proud and gives me a lot of energy. It makes me want to keep going. But what they try and do is they try to delete that. They don't ever want you to go back and read that. Okay? They don't ever want you to be proud of where you came from. They want you to hate what you see when you look in the mirror, like we're nothing. Well, you know, Black people, you know, we just ain't nobody. No, we come from greatness. We come from greatness. They weren't over there in Africa getting slaves because they was running around with their titties hanging from trees like Tarzan and all of that. They went over there and got them because they was already great. Mathematics was created in Africa. I told y'all the story all the time about how I always I was not good in like pre-cal and all of that. I had issues with that, but I was better in timetables for some reason than I like addition and subtraction. I be counting on my fingers still sometimes. Let's see, 9, 10, But like timetables like come off of my brain like I don't know what. That was my favorite. But then a lot of the African American boys who was cutting school, smoking weed, was never in class, they come in and take a test and they would ace that test. I go, how this Negro that don't ever be in class, but it's in their DNA. They was just great. It comes from our ancestors. So that's why you see a lot of men, because men are complicated anyways. They're able to, they just catch on to mathematics like that. You see a lot of men that can't read and write, like grandmama, granddad, or grandfather, and them, they couldn't read and write, but they was able, like my grandfather, to start a business, and they are genius on counting. It's in their DNA, but they don't want our people to know that. They don't want our people to know that. My grandfather had started a tree business, and he was such a hard worker. And you know, he retired from his job. So he retired from his job, and when he knew that he was going to retire, he knew he wanted to promote his tree business. Okay. And so what my granddad did was, he said at the time, you know, I had to catch a ride home because my car had broken down. They had moved from North Memphis by that time to Whitehaven. And so he said, I would tell my ride, drop me off in North Memphis, which where they had, you know, raised my dad and them at until they was teenagers. And he said, I would go and knock on every door. If I saw a tree in their yard and I saw that it was going to be an issue, and he said, I would say, the lady come to the door, ma'am, can I speak to the man of the house? This was in the late 70s. And the man of the house would come to the door, and he said, I would start telling him about the tree in their yard and why they needed to cut that tree down, right? And so he would go door to door doing that. That's how he built up his clientele. He said then he would walk to the bus stop and walk. Hold on one second, y'all.
To accept, press 1.
Hey, thanks for calling Real Talk with Tamara.
Hey, good morning, Tamara.
Good morning.
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing really good. I'm all happy because I'm doing my pamper day in a few minutes, so I'm all happy.
Oh, okay. So you have, okay, I heard that. Okay, I'm definitely in agreement with you on the chocolate part, and you can't go wrong with chocolate.
I know. I know that's. I know that's right.
Wrong with chocolate. Can't go wrong with chocolate. But as far as your topic, y'all talking about crime. I mean, where do you want to start?
Well, we could start at, you know, what happened on Tate Street. That was just crazy.
Well, I really didn't hear a lot about that. I think I heard about that when I was leaving early in the morning, when I was on the way to work, because I usually leave out about 4:35 in the morning. I think I did kind of hear something about it, but I really didn't hear a lot about it. I was hearing about the stuff that happened in North Carolina.
Yeah, that's sad, huh?
Yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible. But the thing about it though, Tamara, our society is completely different than it was 25, 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we justify the worst. And
yeah.
And a lot of people won't get involved with stuff because, you know, they're scared of retaliation.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. And what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to find a way to start protecting people more, because, you know, if they go to the police, I know Crime Stoppers is anonymous, but it's one thing when a person say, listen, I know about this, you got to protect me, but then you got them sitting up in court when you're trying to prosecute. Ain't nobody going to want to go to court. That's letting them see who you are.
Exactly. Because, you know, when they do the discovery, I mean, you know, you have a right to face your accused.
Right.
If they take it to trial, and that's what Crime Stoppers does not tell you. If they take it to, if they take a plea, you know, they could probably get by. But if they take it to trial, they can see it in the discovery. I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm pretty sure you know that.
Yeah, with Crime Stoppers, that's one of the reasons. Now I could say this, with Crime Stoppers, that's one of the reasons why I tell people to utilize it more, so that you don't give them your name or anything like that. You could just give them tips on what to do, and it might take them a little longer, but I mean that they just have to go the longer route. You know, with them giving them tips and calling the Crime Stoppers line. I think what happens is there are a lot of, and I'm not saying, hey, I'm not talking against that, but I think when people start complaining about, but I didn't know I was going to have to go to court. It is because at some point they start working directly, with the, law enforcement officers on some things instead of being anonymous through Crime Stoppers. They can't put you in the discovery package, or all they can say is we got a tip from Crime Stoppers, because the person never reveals themselves.
Well, okay, let me ask you this, Tamara. I mean, you may or you may not know, because when people try to use this stuff, I mean, I've never used it. I mind my own business. Do they put black people into witness protection? I mean, I'm just asking. You may or you may not know.
Yeah, they put black people in witness protection.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, because the thing about it, see, the police got to understand, if you're trying to get somebody to risk their safety and to get involved, because like I said, a lot of people don't want to get involved because they're scared of retaliation. You can't blame them. The police, they visit these people. These people have to live there.
Right, I agree. And their families.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because we got some different type of criminals now. We got these super aggressive type of criminals. If they can't get you, they're gonna get at your family. They're gonna try to get at somebody that they know you care about. Right, and that's because they know at this point it ain't no repercussions. At this point, there's no repercussions for that. And then our judicial system is a complete joke. It's definitely a joke. That's why I tell people, when folks say I don't believe in voting, no, you need to get out and vote. The judges race is like the lowest turnout. But it's not just the judges, it goes beyond them, like the lawmakers. People need to pay attention to their state Congress and their state senators. These are the people that are making these laws easier for these criminals to get out. True. But we in one of the 13 red states. All these different laws, it seems like they're putting on the books. These laws are not benefit. They're not. It seems like they're not putting on the books to benefit the minority. Mm-hmm. It's just like the governor just passed the law to allow teachers to carry guns in school. I don't know how I feel about that. Especially if the teacher is a live wire. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So tell me, he gonna let teachers carry weapons? Are you gonna allow the substitute teachers to carry weapons also? Right. I mean, you don't really have to have a lot of qualifications to be a substitute teacher. Or a teacher at this point. You sure don't. Even a full-time teacher. What is a teacher? A 2-year associate's degree? I think that's what, especially when they started these charter schools, I think that's all that's required now. When you used to have a 4-year degree, and then you had to get your certificate. I mean, I could talk down on teachers now, because teachers, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the best. I mean, it starts with the teachers. I think teachers should make more money, because it actually starts with the teachers. I'm not talking down on teachers at all. It starts with the teacher. Teachers have to go through a lot. As far as the weapons, hey, I don't know. I would say more teachers are. When people say, "Well, these teachers scared of these kids," they need to be. These kids and their parents have lost their damn minds. And that's so true, Tamara. Now, like what you said, now the teachers, they should seem like they should get paid twice as what they're making, because I don't know what they're making, but it's not enough, because you got to deal with all these different personalities in the classroom. And what you said about teachers being afraid of the kids, I don't think they just afraid of the kids, Tamara. I think they afraid of the consequences. Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you something, children are being with these charter schools now. I don't know why they did that, but with these charter schools now, the way that they survive is through grants. Okay. And to survive through grants, the children have to pass at a certain percentage. So it puts pressure on teachers to pass students that can't even spell their damn names. So hey, if you ask me, no child should be learning how to spell their name when they come to kindergarten. They're supposed to already know how to spell their damn name at 4 years old before they even come to kindergarten, because their parents are supposed to be working with them, right? They're supposed to be working with them. So now you got teachers that's forced. Now these kids got names like Cavassier, you know, and it spell all kinds of damn letters, okay, that don't even make no sense. So they really don't know how to spell their names, okay? So now the teachers are they don't know how to spell their names, but they put pressure on the teachers and threaten to fire them and write them up, because the principal has to make sure that a certain percentage of students are passing in order to keep the funding coming into the charter schools. So you got kids graduating that can't even add and subtract.
And that's pitiful. That's pitiful. Don't know 2 plus 2, 1 plus 1.
Right.
They don't know the bare minimum. They don't know the bare minimum. I agree. And Tamara, I'm the guy that called and told you that on my job that they were coming up there, they were continuously breaking in our vehicles.
Yeah.
And I think I talked these guys upon coming on our lot again. I think they heard me. They came back on our lot again.
That's sad.
And they came back through some windows, and they came back through a couple more sunroofs.
Y'all got security out there?
I mean, yeah, but
is he working with them?
They're early in the morning.
Or he working with them?
I usually get there in the morning around about 4:30, 4:45 in the morning. He's there or she's there. I mean, but they unarmed. I mean, what you gonna do?
Well, oh, you're right.
I mean, what I would do if I was unarmed.
Nothing.
Get out the way. Exactly.
And you have to make sure, because when you hire unarmed security, sometimes they're making $10. So you have to make sure that they ain't you know, tell them, yeah, it's the good time. Come on.
Okay, they sitting there in their little car with their little yellow light on, and they just out the way.
Well, the most they can do is call the police.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it'll deter some of the small time criminals.
Well, when they don't call the police, it makes me think they working with them. I wouldn't get out there and try to stop them, especially with no weapon, because you already know they came with weapons. But when they don't call the police and they looking at them, that's a problem.
That's true, but most of the time when I pull up, I think I usually see a female sitting up in there, and you know they usually switch the women out. I don't know if that's to try to stop that reason what you just spoke on.
Mm-hmm.
But these dudes, they you know, when they determined when they say they coming, because you know these sunroofs that they coming down through. You know, like they coming down a chimney, they're expensive. So, and that's all I had, Tamara. I know you said you got to go get pampered.
I do. Okay.
I don't blame you. Everybody needs to treat themselves.
I know that's right.
I guess I'll see you some to help you treat yourself with on your cash out, Tamara.
Well, I appreciate that.
All right. It's always nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Bye-bye. You guys, I got to show y'all this. I was just looking at that when I was talking about mathematics. This is Dorothy Johnson Vaughn was an African-American mathematics teacher who became one of the leading mathematical engineers in early days of the aerospace industry. After the U.S. defense industry desegregated, Vaughn worked with leading computer operators and engineers, becoming an expert in Fortran programming coding language at NASA. She worked on the Scout Launch Vehicle program that shot satellites into space. Vaughn and other female African-American mathematicians are the subject of a 26. Oh, Hidden Figures. This is the lady. and they was born in Kansas City. It's a lot of great people came out of Kansas City, Missouri. Wow, so she was one of the ladies depicted that they did the movie Hidden Figures on. Oh my God, that is so awesome. Used to give certificates to students when they hit 21, but eliminated that over 20 years ago. Oh, wow. Anyways, you guys, these puppies is, Lord, child, they knows how to get out of their little bed and stuff now. Come on, man. Is that you, Rainbow? Rainbow, you always getting out. Rainbow is something else. She feisty. She jumps out now, y'all. Anyways, you guys, I'll be sitting here looking at this all day. I'm so happy I found this. Oh wow. This y'all look at. See, I didn't even know this. It says Jennifer Josephine Holston was born in March 12th, 1948. She is best known for being the first Black woman to win the title of Miss World. See, I don't even hear about that title no more. She won the title of Miss World. She was born in Grenada. So I guess she was born in Grenada, Mississippi, and became a prominent figure in the beauty pageant. Oh, wow. Beautiful Black woman. Beautiful. Look at that, y'all. Thank you for the $10 super sticker, JT. I appreciate that so much. Y'all, look at all this greatness. All of this greatness that they try and hide from us. Oh, y'all, I never would have guessed this. Look, y'all, a Black man invented potato chips. I did not know that. The potato chip was invented in 1853 by George Crumb. Oh my God. Now, I didn't know that. A Black man invented potato chips. I had no idea. No idea.
Press 1 to send a voicemail.
What's going on, Magnay Mace? You there? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I said, I be trying to let you make it out the door.
You couldn't hold back. You couldn't hold back no more, could you?
You said what?
You couldn't hold back no more, could you?
I couldn't hold back. I said, she getting ready to walk out the door. I said, she's showing all this great Blackness, greatness, all this Black greatness. You know what I'm saying? and it go back to what you were saying, Miss T. I learned a lot of that. You know, what our people went through and what our people invented and came up with. That's what made me have appreciation for the people that came before us and people that come after us. You know what I'm saying? But the people that came before us, I always thought about that. I always thought about, you know what I'm saying, how, you know, our Black people came so far, you know?
Right.
Yeah, like you were showing a man invented the potato chips. Like, Minty, you throw a Black man some potatoes, we gonna make chips. You throw a nigga some pig guts, we gonna make some good ass chips.
I'm telling you.
You know, we taught them folks how to cook, season their food, how to smell, from the hair products to the perfume, cologne, and to a Black woman getting a man out of space.
I'm telling you.
You know, we got a lot of Black greatness that we came from, and like you said, Miss T, like we got to get that back into. We got to instill that back into our youth. I think our youth really don't care about this generation. Don't care about what happened 100 years from now. They only think about now.
That's true. But they try so hard. You notice, you notice they black out our history. That's what they do. They blacking out everything. They don't want them. They don't ever want them to see a lot of the blueprints and where they came from, because they don't ever want it to happen again.
Right. Yeah, they don't want black leaders. You know, they want us at the bottom. For real, they want us at the bottom. And I was having a conversation with a friend the other day on the phone, and I was telling them, like, you know, me seeing myself working in the fields and working in the work industry and stuff, I've noticed them white folks love giving credit to the Mexican. I had to tell a white motherfucker, I had to tell a white person, look, I'll stand out here just as long as you and that Mexican boy, from sun up to sundown. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that, like, man, our people, man, did a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they love giving credit to the next man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what you think about that Tate Street stuff?
I think that is so sad. I don't know what's going on. It just shows that they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care, and I think it's a lot of anger in the community. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a lot of anger and poverty. You know what I'm saying? Because you go back into the hood, them niggas in the hood still talking about what Trump gave us the stimulus. I'm like, y'all still taking off the damn stimulus check? Like, we gotta move on from that. I'm just keeping it real, Miss P. We gotta move on from that.
Yeah, we gotta move on from that. It's time to start building in our community and using our minds for something else, and not to destroy.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. It go back to what I heard an old head say, man. We our people. It's like we woke up too late. More. It's like, you know, our people been gangbanging here for 50 years, man. 50 years. So it's just like, man, with the generation curses and stuff, it's like it's a generational thing. And it's like, you know, it's just like racism don't exist until it's taught in the home. And it's the same thing with gang violence and some stuff. Some people ain't got a home to be taught in. So it all go like that. And it's like, I just feel like it was engineered to keep crime going, because they need depopulation and they need crime, because if they ain't got crime, they ain't making no money.
That's right.
They ain't got no sales. Yeah, and I told a lot of our brothers and sisters, look, we got to stop filling them jails up. And maybe they'll, you know what I'm saying, we start filling them jails up, and see, they'll go back to martial law, Rosa Parks in them days, just start just throwing us in there. See, if we start filling them jails up, Miss T, they going to come snatch us up and beat us and throw us in there anyway. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did, you know, spraying our people with the fire hoses and locking them up because they standing on the streets and stuff like that. And I feel like they done got so full and comfortable and rich off just us getting locked up to the point, yeah, they need crime. But if we start filling them jails up, they'll come just start taking us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I seen, because I seen you took us on a detour back to the Martin Luther King Day and road. But I feel like when I look back in history, our people was like, weren't really even doing nothing. They'll hit them with the water hose, lock them up. So that's what I feel. If we stop going to jail and we wake the community up and our community supposed to do what they're supposed to do, they gonna find a way to come break that up.
And we can't let them break it up. You notice they don't try. They don't. We can't let them break it up.
We can't let them break them up. Break us up, man. And you said something about Al Sharpton. I always thought he was one of them damn Uncle Tom ass kissing. You know what I'm saying? I hate to talk about that brother like this, because he always try to stand out there with NAACP. But Al Sharpton, what you think about him, Missy?
That he always been an Uncle Tom and a sellout, and still is. You notice when Tyreek, what was his name? Tyree, the young man that was,
Nicholson.
Yeah, Tyree Nichols. They took a lot of them advantage of the pain of his mother. Al Sharpton had not been in Memphis before that. The preacher let him preach in his pulpit. Didn't even really talk about the bad thing that had happened to Tyree Nickel. He was bragging about how God allowed greatness to come and stand in my pulpit. Oh, don't get me started.
Oh, so Miss T, so basically you saying Al Sharp is a community plant to come soothe and grieve the people to keep them calm down. Like
he only comes around when it's national. He sees all the atrocities going on in the black community every day, but if it don't make national news, he ain't coming.
Oh, he ain't coming out. He don't care. I just seen him in Mississippi. He came out down there in Mississippi before.
But it was a lot of media.
Yeah, it was a lot of media. It was a dude with Amazon, the Amazon dude. You know, anytime NAACP come out, that's national. Al Sharp gonna go on, come out to push it. But yeah, I do feel like they do got certain people, our people in place and position just to, because our people know how to calm each other down sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Why you think Memphis is a black ran city? They know them goddamn Nashville. I done heard them say it, Miss T. Them white folks in Nashville say you couldn't pay me the amount of money to come work in Memphis. So that's why they left it to the black folks to run it, and that's why we got a lot of problems too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of problems come in because you got a lot of our people running shit. And that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? When our people run shit, gonna be a lot of shrugs and money transactions. It's a lot of that going on, and then on top of that, a lot of our people keep us in line too. So that's why they use us too, because they know these damn strong ass black people gonna keep each other in line. That's another thing. Shit, sometimes our people can be worse than the other ones when it comes to keeping us in line. So yeah, that's how I see it. That's what I look at. But I seen your channel, and I seen that you was going through history, and I always been like infatuated with our history and what we come from, because that you said the secret. When once everybody learn what we come from, who we is, and how far we came, they'll look at life different. They'll look at life different. They wouldn't even want to kill each other. Killing black on black crime and stuff, man, they ain't gonna be wanting to do that stuff because they already got the knowledge of what war that we was already against. You know what I'm saying? We up against something way bigger. Yeah, we up against something way bigger than the normal little shit go on every day. And I call that's the distraction. They want us to be distracted. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I feel like you, Miss T, like, you know, shit, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? Some people that in a way, I think they're gonna get out the way, no matter if it's jail or whatever. You know, and that's just what it is. People just gotta wake up, man, and focus on what's important, because when we leave here, we gotta leave these kids some behind. It's almost like keeping it going, but we gonna have to make a change, and I don't know what it's gonna take, Miss T. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because every time, like you said, when we get a black leader, they gonna come take them down.
It's got to be some repercussions for doing something like that.
Yeah, you gotta go. It's gotta be like your intuition. Like, if they take me out, it's almost like young dog in the Messiah. Yeah, Messiah told Peter, told one of his friends, man, you gonna betray me when the rooster crows. So the whole message. That's the whole message. Like, when you come here and you change the laws in the land, and you change what people doing, they're gonna try to get you out the way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all a game. You know, I ain't gonna just point the finger at the white man like that, like or the government. But when it comes to, you know, like even calling our hoods the project, it was just one big project experiment. You know, let the black stay in the urban part of the areas while we move to the suburbs. You know, I feel like I want to see more of our black people with farms. I'm tired of seeing all these white folks with farms and cows and shit.
I want to see our people with farms and cows and, you know.
Right.
Black
And the way to do that is to make sure you buy land. That's the first thing you have to do.
Now that's the important thing. Now that's where I'm into now. Like all that other stuff, I done grew into now. I'm just I want to buy land. That's the flex. That's the flex of the century. When you got land, like even though he a rapper, he came from that life, but I salute Boosie for what he's doing, because when I think of land, that's how I think of how Boosie got into stage.
Get down.
He got his kids' houses in the back.
Get down.
That's generation.
Get off of.
That's generation right there, Miss T.
Get off of my. Get down.
Look at Miss T getting on them dogs.
Yeah, I got a brand new couch, and they think they gonna get on it. They know they can't get on my new couch. Get down.
Oh yeah, they can't get. Oh yeah, we don't. You know, blacks. We don't play about that couch, sleeping in the bed, all on the couch. Oh, we ain't doing that with our dogs. No, but that's what that's how I did. I really, you know, even with Memphis, I just don't understand. You know, it got worse. And like I said, after Donkey got killed, it's like it has shifted to just a gruesome city. It's just gruesome now. You know, I don't know if it's. I know it's always been bad, but it seems like since Dolph been gone, and
it's turned into overdrive.
Yeah, it turned into overdrive, like, you know, man, because losing Dolph in Memphis, that was a big impact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's gonna make the good people come together, and that's gonna make the demons. They gonna thrill off death. It's like they thriving off, they eating off death or some shit, feeding off death. And man, it's just a part of the community. It's part of our environment where we come from. It is a lot of gang violence, gang activity. That do have a lot. I ain't gonna blame it on the gangs, because we do have some organizations in the city that they organize. They ain't just gonna send you on no crash dummy stuff. But if you're a nigga that's causing ruckus, they gonna get you out the way. But it is a lot of gang violence, you know what I'm saying? A lot of hoods, you know. You got the boarded up communities. What about them, Miss T? You know what I'm saying? Because majority of a lot of crime is coming out from boarded up communities.
Yeah.
And you got to understand, them people is left behind. They angry. They poor. I hate to say it. Some of them poor. You know what I'm saying? And when a nigga's stomach gets to hurt, Miss T, he might go. I learned, Miss T, when you hungry, when you really hungry, your mind will hallucinate. You'll go do some shit just because you hungry. You know what I'm saying? You know how it go. And I think that got a lot to do with it. It's a lot of lack of love, motivation, respect. It's a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? You barely see people out giving each other hugs anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when we used to go to Sunday school and church, before church over with, they used to make us all greet and hold hands and hug each other. You don't see that no more. You don't see that no more like that. And I do wish, man, Memphis would get it together when it comes to like the crime. And we gotta start blaming each other, man. See, we gotta start blaming MPD. We gotta start blaming them on certain stuff, because meaning if the city's so bad like that, they need to just start putting one officer, two officers on every goddamn bad street. If you know Tate Street is known for murder, 7th Street and all these, go on load them up. Go on let them put the police officers out there and have them on roll call. When one complete his 8-hour shift, they need to send another one. That's what they do in certain cases. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's so bad. They need these hot zones. They just need to have police just set up, just sitting out there. And I hate to say it, because one thing about it, I do know we got some people in the city that will shoot at and pop off on a police officer. That's understandable. I understand it's people like that, but at the same time, when people see them damn police cars in the hood, they not finna play. That's just like seeing a decoy police car outside the store, knowing damn well ain't no police around, but they got the decoy. So even if they got a decoy out there, they gonna have to do something. You know, they gonna have to do something, or I think they don't want to do nothing because they know, well, shit, let them kill each other. You know, they feel like it's gonna all go back to normal, but it's generational anger. Like, you take a little kid, father or parent from them, now they gonna have to grow up, and they gonna grow up with anger, and you know, probably retaliation thoughts and stuff like that. But it's a lot of stuff, and I don't really know what happened on Tate Street. You said 2 girls got shot?
Yeah, but according to Rest in Peace Young Dolph, it didn't have anything to do with the young ladies that was hit. Yeah,
They was innocent bystanders.
there was innocent bystanders.
That's how I feel about them 2 victims at that damn Orange Mound block party. I believe they was innocent bystanders. Them boys don't look like.
I think they were too.
They don't look like they were just out in the way. And that's the one thing that's the reason, like, growing up, it slowed me from always trying to be in them crowds, and because I done had a lot of friends lost their life walking out the club. That bullet wasn't even meant for them, but they got hit because they shooting out there, them bullets flying everywhere. Them bullets ain't got no face and no name on them. So it's crazy, Miss T. I ain't gonna lie, it is crazy. And it's a lot of crime, not just Memphis. Hell, we just seen North Carolina, that boy out there in that damn country shot up some damn U.S. Marshals, and man, and you said some real stuff. A lot of people be ready to go, like, you know, if they know they finna be doing 20 plus years, Miss T, they just ready. Yeah, they know right from wrong. They know not to play with them, but they'll go and play with them to go and be a fast look, go and get them out the way, because some people don't want to go do 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Police pulls you over, you on parole for 10 years, and then you got an AK-47 in the back seat. Oh, man, you need to be careful with that nigga, Miss T. That nigga gonna go. He gonna try something, and I do got respect for the officers that really protecting and serving our community. I stand for a lot of stuff that the law stands for, meaning not, you know, messing with them kids, totally unacceptable. Putting fentanyl in the food in the community, killing people. I'm against that type stuff. I don't care where we come from. You talking about some shit? I damn near might call the police on your ass. Because I don't want my baby getting it. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just playing, but I'm just being real. Like, I do stand for a lot of stuff they stand for. Like, we don't want no people from blood in our communities with fentanyl. No, we don't want that. You know, that's how I look at it. You know, I do stand for the people that have the rights. You know what I'm saying? Really trying to protect us. You know, we pay our state tax.
Yes, we do.
Our state tax, so if we see some weird shit going on, hell, you got to call us if you see some weird shit going on at your neighbor house. You know what I'm saying? Or like one time, the police was at my neighbor house, and I called him like. I ain't called the police, but I called my neighbor, like, y'all good? And they were just so thankful that I called them, make sure everything good. But they seen somebody on their porch, they seen somebody on their camera that didn't supposed to be there. But it's always good, man. It's good when you're a good neighbor. You know, you got your neighbors back, you know, your community. And I'm sure you the same way. You got a neighbor. You used to seeing your neighbor, you might speak to him or see something abnormal. You gonna see what's going on,
right?
You know? And that's another thing. I think our community got saturated with the code of, you know, it's people in the city, their neighbor house can get broken into, something happen to them, and they won't call the police. And, you know, I kind of disagree with that. I don't look at. We all know what snitching is. Snitching is, you know, if I'm going down that road, Miss T, and I got that pack on me, and I take them folks to the whole goddamn den, trap stars. I take them to the whole den. I'm against it because I'm a believer of take your ass like a man. I'm not finna. And Miss T, some police officers do not respect you trying to snitch on another man because you got in trouble. Some of them don't even respect it. I don't respect it. Like, if I get in trouble, I'm not going to take another man down. Now, if I was in Jamarcus Johnson's situation, and my brother straight dropping, he done did something and pulled me in, hey, bro, you have to take your ass whooping like a man.
Right.
You're taken away because Because now I don't look at that as snitching either. At first, I'm like, damn, your brother telling on no. That man ain't have nothing to do with it. And you come around and you draw him into whatever's going on. I really feel like, I feel like you shouldn't take the fall for somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't go down just because you're going down. You know what I'm saying? Like that is what's up. You go down, your whole family want to go down with you, but somebody got to be left behind, take care of these kids. Somebody got to be out here. So the person I am is, I'm not finna run and bring nobody into my situation, no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's you, Miss T, working downtown, I ain't finna go get in trouble and try to call me. Damn, that's embarrassing.
Right.
They gonna be looking at Miss T. They gonna be looking at you like, you know that nigga.
Right.
You know, it's just,
I said right.
Yeah, so I always been thoughtful like that. Like, don't bring nobody. If I got something going on, don't put people
Right.
in
Don't put other
what I
people
do.
in it. Don't bring other people down with you. I believe that too.
Cause you know what, Miss T? I learned this because my little sister told on me. I was in junior high. I did something. They told they put the squeeze down on. They said, if you don't tell them, we're gonna suspend you too. Man, my blood sister told on me. And that's when I knew right then, right there, you can't even be mad. You know what I'm saying? You can't be mad if, you know your sister, somebody got to just stand up, do the right thing because they scared. And that's why it's always good. They say, if you do something, don't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because,
Well, I remember Lil Boosie said, when his baby mamas was bringing him food and stuff in the jail and visitations, he said they threatened to take the kids and stuff, and she folded. And he said, I ain't mad at her because they threatened to take the kids and all of that. So, and he went ahead. He said he went ahead and took the charge and took her charge too.
That's some real shit. That's a real man. That's a real man for the simple fact. I done met a lot of situations like that. Like, I almost called somebody mama a rat because I'm like, damn, your mama snitch on these people. But guess what, Miss T? Them folks threatening to take the babies. You know what I'm saying? And they like, man, you don't tell that your husband doing what? Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, we're going to take the kids. So a lot of women, that's how they get y'all women. They'll put them down vice scripts on you, and then now they talking about DTA. You know what I'm saying? That's why it still go back to the man, Miss T. You got to be a man. I'm not going to have my family around. I'm not going to have my son in a situation on folk and threaten to take him away from me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, for real. Like, like it's a lady coming over Thursday to help him with speech and just check on him. That refrigerator going to be full. I don't know what type of question she's going to ask. I don't know what she's looking for. I don't know what she's going to ask. So, it's just stuff like that. You just got to, man, you can't put nobody or your kids or your significant other in that type of situation.
Right.
Because when that lady, when you locked up and she leaves you can't be mad. That woman needs help. And I heard what you said, like the black fathers need to be they got to be there because it's hard out here for single women to do everything. You got work. You got to take care of the kids. You got to take out the trash. You got to clean up the house. You got to do this. You got to do this. Come on, man. She gonna, so long, she gonna need that man in the house to help her. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing we can't get mad at. You know what I'm saying? Just like straight drop. Your baby mama pregnant by a whole nother man right now. You can't even be mad because you caused yourself to let somebody use you to go take out young dog, and now somebody messing with your baby mama.
Right.
Got your baby mama pregnant, and I think like
it come out of the same. It came out of the same camp that encouraged him to do it. Yes, I tell you,
man. And you know what's and that's the thing, and it's gonna be the one close to you, the one gonna try to do some shit like that anyway. And it's just sad, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just we just got our people gotta wake up. I already know how Memphis is. Memphis is a city. It's pretty stout. It ain't just small like people always try to say it, but it's small when you always in some bullshit or you constantly out there playing that game. But at the same time, man, Memphis got a lot of great. They got a lot of great, man. We got a lot of great stories, and it's just right now from what I see, the people that's left high and dry and left behind, they going batshit crazy, man. They going batshit crazy, and it really started out the COVID. It really started after COVID. But a lot of people is left behind. They got their lip poked out. They complaining. They don't want to work. They don't want. And I ain't gonna lie, Memphis got a
Get over here,
lot of
Riley.
warehouse jobs. We tired of the. That's another thing. Bring some more jobs in the city. We tired of the warehouse jobs. I remember Missy, I was 19 unloading a truck, $50 a truck, an 18-wheeler. About broke my back. I asked everybody for strength. Anybody, give me strength. And you know. That's
I worked at a warehouse one time, and I tried to make a week, and I told my mom, I said, I'm not going back. I was in college. I think I had my oldest daughter. She was a little baby. She said, "Why are you not going back?" I said, "Because my foot hurt. I couldn't walk around that warehouse. My feet, I don't know. You know, I think that's why a lot of people have issues and stuff walking around on that hard concrete or whatever with their legs standing up in a warehouse. I don't even think that's normal. That's not even healthy. I couldn't go back. I was a young woman in my early 20s, and my feet was hurting me walking around on that concrete, and I had on tennis shoes. I didn't go back to no warehouse ever.
No, that's what I'm saying. That warehouse for the birds, man. Like, because I seen how they try to do you. They slave you in there. You be about to pass out. They got the little coolers in there with some little drinks and water in there. But
it's slavery.
Man, look,
it's a plantation.
But you know what, Miss T, in this day of life, sometimes you gotta go through this. Sometimes you gotta go through
right. And I'm not saying, listen, I'm not talking about the people that have to go do it. Please don't ever think that. I mean, you do what you have to do, because there are some people that make good livings in warehouses. I'm just saying that it wasn't good for me. My feet was hurt.
Yeah, it wasn't for you. It wasn't for you, you know. And that's another thing that our people, I feel like, probably get caught up because they stop being focused on what they doing. They'll give up on what they supposed to do. And I always looked at it, Miss T, no matter if I had to go to a warehouse or serve some tables, or then when I came a man, I started doing man shit. Like, you know, over 21, I always been doing home improvement, carpentry work, landscaping work. I even did some plumbing work. But I don't like that, Miss T. I ain't finna be no mud slinging nigga getting paid $400-500 a week. You know, you ain't gonna slave me like that. If I had to find my work, because that's what it was. I had to find my work until when you get them credentials and them skills behind them, it got to the point back name May started going in them buildings telling them what I want to get paid. It ain't no what I'm accepting all.
Because number one, when you working for a I don't like the way they do that. Temporary services is really slavery. You know, they bring the temporary service up in there so that they don't have to pay hardworking people insurance, and when they really supposed to be getting paid $20-something an hour, they put the temporary service in there so they won't have to pay them no benefits. And then right before, because I think you can only be temporary for like so long, maybe like 11 months, you have to hire them permanent, then they lay them off for a couple months and bring them back. That's slavery, and it should not be allowed to happen.
Yeah, I can't get no temporary job. It gotta be either full time. I know we get to the temp service because I heard a lot of older people when I was growing up talk about how temp services love to lay you off. They'll work the hell out you. No matter if you're a great worker showing up on time, they might lay you off. You know, I think it happened like that with one company. It was one company years ago. They were going down and I guess stocks or whatever, and they just started laying a lot of people off. And that's why it's always good to have skills and trades behind yourself, knowing how to do more than one thing. Just like with you, Missy, I guarantee you got one main thing, but you know how to
the Black Barbie said right, because Black Barbie says, because I need to be somewhere that I can sit on my ass and listen to Real Talk with Tamara like I'm doing right now.
I ain't gonna lie. It been niggas down there with cutting grass on the road listening to y'all. I'm like, man, I said, and it's good when you got your earphones, and I ain't gonna lie, I've been listening to you a lot at work, working my ass off, sweating. I'm like, damn, I need Miss T on. Man, sometimes when you see you on, man, let you Miss T on, Miss Tam on, you know. So I time in, and it's that good hearing you talk, you know, hearing you laugh, and you know, you go over the stuff and they go on in the city. And like I said, man, you know, hell, this a movement. You started something that you started a great thing when it comes to being able to, you know what I'm saying, have a movement. So you can, hell, no matter if you motivate other women, because Miss C, I got a lot of shy people, you know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes it takes one person to motivate a lot of people, and that's when, because we all got a voice, and that's what I look at. We all got a voice, and it's good to, you know, just talk to the people, man, talk with the people, and, you know, come together, and some stuff, sometimes Miss C, especially over there on Cypress TV, sometimes it be like therapy, like we all sitting in the chairs and
everybody tripping and stuff. We call Cypress we call Cypress the club. We call it the club.
Yeah, that's the clubhouse. and one thing about it, certain people and what people go through, a lot of different people, what people go through, sometimes it can humble you. It can humble you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love, being reminded to be humble, because it's a lot of different people going through different things, and like to even come on here and talk to somebody that's from the city or from the area, or, you know, that just show we all went through some of the similar same things, and not everything, but I'm just saying, far as just being, you know, the what to do and what not to do, wrong, right, you know, just coming up where we come from, and I think that right there, you know, and it's not just where we from, it's all across America. You got people in North Carolina, Virginia being here, New York being here, everywhere, Baltimore, Chicago. So I feel like we all share relations because we come from the same type of community. And if we can do it like that on the panel here, I just think we can do it in the communities as well, meaning like, hell, like right now, it's hell, the prayer don't seem like the prayer work Sunday. I mean, it don't even seem like it seems like it worked a little bit, but you know, man, it's always gonna be good and evil. That's what we gotta accept, man. It's always gonna be good and evil. You know what I'm saying? They're like, you know, like when we all heard the Cain and Abel story, and Cain killed his brother, and that story right there told me as a man, we always been defensive. And it's always been evil. And you know, the Cain and Abel story just really showing that brothers, no matter if you white, red, yellow, black, we tribal. We very tribal species. So that right there can cause a lot of evil and defense and, you know, killing. And it's really what we are. You know what I'm saying? You know, but at the same time, we ain't animals. We're not animals. We gotta carry ourselves better than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause we're very intelligent species. Just being real, we very intelligent. Hell, to be able to build a car and drive it, that's intelligent. Can't no dog, can't no whale, can't no damn nothing, or can't no monkey, can't nothing do that. So we gotta use our head more than just lose our head, like that man said years ago in Memphis. Man, we can't be out here losing our heads, and you know, it do feel good, man. I ain't gonna lie, like it do feel good. Like I always been the type person, man. It don't matter if it's 100,000 people out there, or like do what Farrakhan did, took all them 1 million people to the White House. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels good right there. You know what I'm saying?
And that's something that I plan on doing with my organization. And I think the White House could see a lot of the young adults and stuff that want to be, because believe it or not, there are some that want to do right. They just don't have any positive figures. So what you have to do is you have to shuffle through those, and those that want to, a lot of them have not even been outside of their city. They long to travel, you know, take them to the White House, take them to those that knows how to behave, right? That really want something better. Show them different things. It makes them, you know, want to do better. But Magname Ace, I'm getting ready to, you know, I'm gonna have to get off here because I got to go do my pamper day.
Get ready to go. Yeah, go get your nails done, get your feet done, get pampered. You know what I'm saying? Let's rub them, massage them. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm sitting here thinking about. I was like, oh, I cannot wait, because I love getting my feet massage and stuff. And I'm thinking about the color. I got pink last time. It got dull pretty quick, so I don't know. Maybe I think I'm gonna get like a yellow. I think I'm gonna get like a mellow yellow.
Say that. A mellow yellow. Oh, okay. That's chill. I think yellow. I know that yellow you call it look good on that brown skin.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It be popping. Them
Hey,
them vibrant colors be popping on that chocolate. I'm telling you now.
Hey, Miss T, if I was an older man in age and single and had and I was together stable and all that like I am now, but in age, I'd be singing to you. Hey, what we had was much more than ABC. Hey, yeah. Hey, I know what y'all like. Y'all ever have an event? Mac Name ain't gonna be in the tuxedo singing. I'm gonna bring the 5 heartbeats out on y'all. Yeah. But all right, Miss T, look, I love you. I'm glad you let me come on your channel today. I called in, and I got a lot of stuff to do today. I just wanted to, sometimes you get me going. Sometimes we get each other going, and no matter if we in the chat in the bushes, it's a positive thing. Like when we come on here, and it's a positive thing. It makes you want to keep going and do good, and seeing your other brothers and sisters doing good. It's a positive thing right here, and I just want to continue to see us strive and do better, man.
Right, and that's what this channel is for. And I'm happy that I'm able to motivate people, and we motivate each other. I appreciate that.
And your name match you now. Real talk with camera. You gonna talk about some real shit. You gonna talk about some real shit. You gonna talk about some shit that'll make a man plug his ears up like, oh shit, okay, we gonna get up out of here and let me see the ladies how they think. Man, I love what we got going. But yeah, Miss T, I'm gonna hit you in the cash up and I'm gonna fall back, and whenever you pop out on live, I try not to call every time, but it's hard.
It's cool. You're supposed to. It's good to participate every time.
I like to hear from different people. Like even when I hear everybody that called in today, I was just smiling. I was happy. You know what I'm saying? Even that brother that called from the city, the first second call, like I was kind of laughing out, smiling about that because we all been through stuff. You know what I'm saying? We all been through stuff, and then like especially coming up in Memphis, I do like when I hear another brother or sister from the city, step up and step out and speak up because Miss T, we survival victims. Hey, I'm gonna put a show together. So, Memphis survival victims. Goddamn, we survived. So it's all, man. It's all love, and we just gotta continue to just respect each other and stay out of each other's face. We gotta stay out of each other's face and all that stuff. That was what lead the horse plan and all that. All that shit. You know what grandma and now parents taught us y'all keep your hands to yourself and shit like that. And man, but Miss T, hey, like I said, I'm checking in, checking on. At the same time, I'm just like I said, it touched me. You know what I'm saying? Being able to, reach out to you. A lot of stuff did touch me, over the years, and it can't help but to reach out and stuff like that. So I appreciate it, Miss T.
Well, I appreciate you calling in.
All right, Miss T, you have a good one.
Okay, love you. Bye-bye. Shout out to Magname Ace. Y'all know Magname Ace gonna always make his points. We appreciate Magname Ace. He's been a day one on the show. And like I said, I appreciate all of the other vloggers, that support the channel. I saw Cypress in here. I see Alabama Hitter in here. Of course, Coat Figure supports the channel. Double Tap support the channel. All of the other blogs. I love seeing. I be seeing True Dad in here. I be loving to see people, when they come and support. And even when I can't be on here to be on their channels every time. I be loving it when people do well. And I'm sure it's other people. I just, if I don't call your name, don't take it personal. But anyways, you guys, before I get off, I gotta show this. And there's another podcast I be looking at. I be looking at the twins from out of New Orleans. They are awesome, and I love what they're doing on their podcast. Listen, y'all, listen. Here it is right here. It says, everyone knows the story of Rosa Parks. Let me make sure I got this up. Look at this black lady right here. She came before Rosa Parks. When I just saw that, I was like, oh my God. It says, everyone knows the story of Rosa Parks and her brave stand or sit on the Alabama bus, but Parks wasn't the first to do so. On March 2nd, 1955, a 15-year-old girl named Claudette Colvin was riding home from school when the city bus driver told her to give her seat up to a white passenger. She refused, saying, "It's my constitutional right to sit here as much as that lady. I paid my fare. It's my constitutional right." Claudette felt compelled to stand her ground. She says, "I felt like Sojourner Truth was pushing down on one of my shoulders, and Harriet Tubman was pushing down on the other one." Okay, saying, "Sit down, girl. I was glued to my seat." Shout out to this young lady right here. I had not ever heard of Claudette Colvin, and she came before Rosa Parks in Alabama. She refused to give up her seat. She didn't get as much publicity as Rosa Parks, but she did this in 1955. Okay, I think Rosa Parks did hers in the 60s, but either way it go, they were both brave women. And there was another person, but hey, I've lost the train of thought on that one. But y'all go back and look at our history. There is a lot of greatness. There is a lot of greatness as it relates to our people. They were historians, authors, journalists. They were all of those great things, right? Yeah, they was all of those great things. But anyways, you guys, like I said, I got to go. Both were in 55. Okay. I got to go and get my my nails and toes done. And like I said, I think I'm gonna go with the yellow. Yeah, I'm gonna go with yellow. And then I'm gonna come back home, y'all. I've been having a taste for, this is what I was gonna show y'all. It's going into the summertime, so everybody loving to grill and all of that. This is the salad that I'm gonna make today, and I cannot wait. And all the women know about this salad. Y'all, it is so good. I'm doing grilled chicken breast, and I can't wait to get back home and do it. And this salad, I gotta go get me one of those bowls from out of Walmart. Everybody knows about that delicious 7-layer salad. I cannot wait, because that sauce with that sour cream and that you mix sour cream and mayo on there, it's gonna be so good. That's the sauce that you put on the salad, right? Anyways, love you, Magname H, just playing with you. But anyways, I love you guys. I gotta get off here because I gotta run. It was something else I wanted to tell y'all, but I don't forget. I forgot. Anyways, I appreciate everybody that called in. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Okay, if you want to support the channel, you can support the channel via Cash App or Super Thanks. Okay, I love you guys. I'll talk with you later.